are not ready for prime time.
Prime time.
Prime time.
Prime time. That's the name.
Prime time.
Prime time. What time is it? Showtime. Prime time.
It's XL Prime Time, featuring Joe C.
Dang.
Matt Hayes.
Big asses, big thighs, yeah.
Mia O'Brien.
Bent over and let it happen.
And Leon Searcy.
So they were smelling themselves.
How you like me now?
Noon hour on a Thursday. We kick it off. I walk in today just like the rest of us, and we don't have to run from rain or anything like that. It's improving, looking a little bit better. So we're ready to crank on, well, it's a Thursday, beginning of the weekend. You guys did this for me last week. And heck, last night we were at the Golf Club of Southampton, and I told you the golf gods, they love the 9 after 5. It did not rain. So maybe that's the beginning of maybe some good weather coming in as we begin the weekend. A little Modelo yellow as we get rolling today. And speaking of Modelo, they're going to hook somebody up, one of our lucky nooners, with a chance to go see UFC. What's the actual number, JJ? I think it's
just fight night.
274.
It's not
UFC Fight Night.
Yeah, it's not a pay-per-view, so they don't get a number.
There you go. So UFC Fight Night, which actually is Saturday at noon. A little confusing, but if you're a UFC fan, you definitely know what I'm talking about. And the card is full, and it will be a great scene down at the ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena. So you hear that Modelo music that we play at the end of our show all the time. Give them a little sample, JJ. Whenever you hear that, you need to be one of the callers that JJ picks up and says you are getting qualified for those tickets.
Now, is there, Mia, or Joe, you would know this, is there a specific time Austin is going to be on?
Yes, I'm glad you asked that,
Because you could be able to, you can watch it as
on
well
ABC.
on
Oh,
ABC.
yeah.
On
so
ABC.
I want to know what time.
And actually, as a matter of fact, so we had Austin on last week while Joe C was on vacation. And at that point, Leon, Austin was fighting second from the top in the prelims. So it was around 2:30.
Mm-hmm.
They actually made a change on Monday. He is actually now the third to last fight. He is the featured bout. And so he actually, I mean, if the...
Probably a bump from XL Primetime.
Yeah, exactly.
We probably deserve
all
that.
courtesy of that.
Round of applause.
Which, by the
for
way,
that.
I do want to talk about the guy Tafa that he's fighting because in his media availability yesterday, he's trying to be the villain, and he referred to Jacksonville as a dull city. So yeah, I appreciate the efforts there. But no, Austin would.
That's not a very good trash talk. for a
No,
fighter.
not at all.
Come on.
Austin roughly now, Leon, will fight around 4:30 is what they're saying.
Okay, all right. I'll make sure I check him out.
Yeah, and so at the very least, it's an opportunity for him. He's been on the UFC and has a chance to come in. We know how big the stage is.
Yeah.
It's a huge stage.
See, Joe, you weren't here when he told us how he numbs his shins, okay?
How does he do that?
I just I put UFC fighters over top NFL players as far as their training and stuff go. This man told us that he kicks the heavy bag. He kicked the heavy bag 100 times a day to numb his shins, both sides of his shin.
Oh.
So
man,
he
that's
says
where a lot of that kicking
because he
takes
says when
place.
it comes to the kicking, because he said initially when he got kicked in his shin, he said it was hurt terribly. Well, so he went into training. He got on the heavy bag and he started kicking with his legs to numb his shins.
Not just numb it.
Yeah.
Literally kill the nerves.
Kill the nerves. Yes, kill the nerves. Yes. So now he has no nerves in his shin, so he has no problem kicking people because it won't hurt.
Yeah, that is. Listen,
And listen, I told you I
type of
put him
punishment?
on top of football players as far as the same. Because we never did nothing like that.
No, and you took some punishment.
Yeah. Now, we took shots to numb the pain, but never kicking the bag to numb the pain.
Yeah, so I'm certainly excited to see what he can do and what the rest of them can do. And you got a chance to be there up close and personal, courtesy of Modelo. So just be listening whenever you hear that Modelo music. You can definitely get qualified. JJ will put you in the drawing today and tomorrow, and then we'll draw the winners tomorrow. We'll be on location at the Players Grill tomorrow, right there on Hendricks in the San Marco area. So we'd love to see you. You can come up there and do a little Modelo yellow and see if you can't get in the drawing. But
by the way, I appreciate the new Modelo commercials.
Yeah.
Because it used to be like, you're a fighter, a warrior, or whatever, and it would be like, actual fighters or warriors or firefighters or whatever. And now it's like, you're abuelo, like making, however you say it, making like tortillas or a bartender. It's like
a painter or something.
Yeah, me. I'm a warrior. I'm a fighter. I appreciate
it was
that.
like
The guy who paints the murals.
Yeah.
And one of the first ones was a little competition. It looked like between mother-in-law and or
Right.
daughter-in-law and mom. it looked like a little competition. Like, you're not going to outcook me,
Yeah,
sister.
yeah.
And so it takes me back to my days, and I always told you all before with the Mexican clan, all legal, 10 brothers and sisters, that we would have these tamale parties, and they would all have a different responsibility. So
Okay.
no one Vidari could tell you by themselves how to make tamales. They needed their sisters or brothers with them to put it all together. But it was always a party. Always.
What was
fun.
your job?
No, these were the sisters. This was like
Oh, so
my
you don't even
mom.
know how to make tamales
No,
whatsoever.
No, my brother and I know how to eat the hell out of them. But, there were 26 grandkids that came out of the 10 brothers and sisters, and so we always had a great time.
By the way, off the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures, which of course you can get it on the conversation at 641-1010. This one, I think, is from out of your stomping grounds,
Yeah.
386 area code. But Matanzas High School grad in Palm Coast, who types in and says that the Fresh Prince Philip Rowe, who of course is on the card on Saturday at the UFC Fight Night at ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena, graduated from Matanzas. So
Nice.
another semi-local guy on the card as well.
That's nice. That's a Palm Coast cat. 386 goes from Palm Coast all the way over to the JJville in Ocala and through Gainesville. But that's nice to hear because, you always wonder. And Leon, you might have, I'm trying to remember this right. You had a little boxing in your life back in the day, not that long ago.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
just a
little
teeny
bit.
tiny bit. But
Yeah, a couple of rounds.
Yeah, trying to discover this local talent. And there's boxing gyms that are trying to promote and get guys into a position where they can get on major cards. Same thing's happening with UFC. So it's nice to hear that if there's a kid down there doing the same thing. It's
Yeah,
pretty
I
neat.
mean, oh yeah. Well, here's the one thing I noticed about Austin because we shared the same gym at the YMCA, and he's practicing some of his moves and stuff like that. And if you take a look, you can watch the kids taking notice because he's not doing the usual stuff that you do in the gym. So they're intrigued by it. So I'm saying, so they're seeing him do that kind of stuff. Maybe you can introduce the kid. Because listen, if nothing else, it's tremendous cardio. It's tremendous cardio as far as UFC goes. It's tremendous cardio. The stuff that you got to do on the ground, in the bag, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, he can influence a lot of young and up and coming UFC guys. Being a local guy,
Right.
I could see him someday, maybe even having a gym, depending on the kind of success he has with the UFC.
By the way, we have a little news update from our
a little
story
that.
yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
So the Associated Press is reporting that the
Oh,
U.S.
this is going to
Coast
be
Guard
bad.
Oh, this is sad.
We
Says
shouldn't
it
have done
is-
that.
Just
says
take
it
it
is
back.
located at a debris field near the Titanic in the search for a missing submersible with 5 people aboard.
So they found debris.
They found, which is odd because the only way you're finding debris is if that thing implodes.
Right.
or
Well, didn't they get
explodes.
caught on something?
Or hit something and gets busted up, I suppose,
Like a-
with the currents.
It wouldn't
Yeah, I
take much
guess.
with all the pressure down there.
Yeah.
Correct.
true.
If it
Yeah.
combusted. I mean,
That's almost better if that's how they
Just
went
something
out.
small.
But
than if
honestly,
they,
it
like,
could just
ran
be a
out
debris field
air.
of like a ship. It could be anything.
So we still haven't heard.
We have not. Have they passed the hour?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They
oh
have
yeah,
passed.
this morning. I think it was like
6 a.m.
6
7
a.m.
o'clock
this
or
morning.
something.
Yeah, something in that neighborhood. Well, yeah, prayers and thoughts, and hopefully, you'll hear something good soon. But we had one of our guys last night at the Golf Club of Southampton that did chime in on one of the worst ways to go, and there's no easy way, I don't think, for anybody when you go. So we're gonna lighten it up today.
There is for you. You keep saying
Oh,
there's
there's
very
plenty
easy way
of
to go.
easy ways.
Well, you might be right, but I'm saying the end result is still the end result.
You guys
which
are making fun of me
which
for
is
saying
not
I don't
good.
want to talk about this
Yeah.
crap.
there
Thankfully-
was a guy yesterday. I thought to end like our conversation from yesterday. The best one
never
was a
over.
texter who said
never
it's
over.
never ending. Who said the worst way to go would be Jags in the Super Bowl. Trevor like at the 1 yard line, about to punch it in, like at the end of the game, and he has a heart attack and misses it.
That would be
Terrible.
pain.
why would you say
No
that?
joy.
Why
Don't
would you?
worry, folks. Don't
Yeah.
worry. Today's question we're going to
Yeah.
get into
A
is a
little
little
better.
bit, is a little bit happier, a little bit
So,
more on the positive
Matt, hey,
side.
Set
So-
that one up big time, JJ.
So Matt, are you afraid of death or the
No.
anticipation of it?
no, it's just I don't.
I think-
I know it's coming.
I think
I know it's coming.
I think you knowing it coming scares you
gonna-
more than
I'm
you
Would
gonna
you
enjoy
want to
every day.
know?
I'm just
Would
gonna
you
enjoy
want
it.
to know?
No,
when?
because I'm living in the moment. I'm going to enjoy every
There
day
you go.
living in the moment.
Uh-huh.
I don't need to talk about stuff because
If-
I know it's there.
if you
it's
could-
coming, but I'm going to enjoy everything right now.
if
There
you
you go.
could know the date, time, and everything.
I already
would you?
do. I'm gonna be
Oh,
92.
you already do.
Yeah, I'm gonna
You'll
be
be
92.
92?
I'll be 92.
I do like
I'll be
that.
out on my beach home. I'm gonna smoke a cigar. I'm gonna be rocking with my kids, my grandkids, and then I'm gonna go to sleep.
I love
smoking
that.
my cigar, and that'll be it.
That's
Yeah.
actually
If-
how my
if
cousin's
I
grandpa
write.
went.
I'm
so-
writing. I'm
Yeah.
writing.
I'm writing the way I go out.
Exactly.
Script writer.
I'm scripting it. How I go
I knew
out.
it was 92 and it was quiet like that. I'm all in. I am all in. All right, so this one a little more lighthearted, but it could involve a catastrophe, a disaster, an untimely error. But JJ's going on his bachelor party to Vegas. It could end up hangover style. We don't know.
A tiger, a missing tooth, a missing
A
person.
tattoo. You just have no idea.
We do know
But-
that they will be flying in a helicopter and shooting assault
Potentially,
rifles.
yes.
Yeah.
So
And that is not along
Didn't
the
I-
Las Vegas Strip when they're firing
No,
off that,
no.
automatic.
That will be in the
Yeah.
desert.
It'll be in the desert.
In the Hangover, didn't he marry the wrong woman too in the Hangover?
No,
Didn't he marry one of the guys?
Yeah.
Married a? Didn't the dentist marry a
Yeah,
woman? Or, woman of the night, maybe.
Yeah,
woke up
something
without
like
any
that.
teeth, and it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah, just like,
such good stuff. So it's just real simple. It's real simple. You can give us maybe disastrous bachelor party stories if you want, but what not to do with bachelor parties. That's pretty simple. Okay, if you've been to them, you've seen good, let us know. If you've been to them, you've seen bad, let us know. Just a little free advice, and it is unsolicited from JJ, but let's at least throw it his way.
well, I'm gonna tell you one. You remember my auntie? We had her on the
Yeah.
radio.
Oh,
show,
yeah,
right?
she's a
Oh,
great
auntie.
lady.
My auntie always told me this, that when you go out, she told me to bring 6 pennies. She said, bring 6 pennies and put them on the bar. And she said, after every drink, take a penny away. And she said that when you get down to 1 penny, it's time to go.
Oh,
That's smart.
that's actually great
Oh,
advice.
that's
Very
smart.
smart advice. Very smart advice.
I never took pennies, though.
Yeah.
Although if you're driving,
Yeah.
you know,
I
maybe
won't
maybe,
be driving
maybe
at
it's
Well, the
all.
one
assumption
penny.
is the
Well, we don't need to
assumption
get
is
serious or
yeah.
beyond that.
the assumption is that if you go out with a couple of people, that's when you know your limit. She said
Yeah.
take 6 pennies.
I like that.
I'm surprised she said 6 pennies. That's a lot of pennies.
Yeah, but I still like it. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
that's
it's
great
good.
advice.
Yeah.
It's just know when to say when type of deal. Oh, that's for sure. But what to, what not to in the bachelor party world? Because
I would say I'm going to give myself my own advice.
Uh-huh.
Make sure it's your only bachelor party.
Yeah.
Your
That's
last
great.
one.
There you go.
that's excellent advice.
live it
by
up
the way.
because it's the only
Yeah,
one.
Excellent advice.
JJ, from the female contingent, are you ready for my advice from bachelorette
Yes.
parties past? So I don't know if I've shared this one on XL Primetime. So this was my first ever bachelorette party. Actually, second. I had 2 in a 3-week span. The first one, let's just say I don't remember a lot of it, and you can do with that information what you will. This one, though, went to Austin, Texas, which is kind of becoming like the new
Oh,
hip
yeah.
spot for the bachelorette parties. So we go out on the town, and my advice for you, JJ, after this incident I'm about to reveal, is don't wear sandals to the bar.
Oh,
Don't-
that's just a must not in general.
Don't wear flip
For
flops.
multiple reasons. What if you got to get in a fight?
Well,
Exactly.
or I don't know, maybe a dance battle, or
Not a
maybe
dance
just
I can picture
maybe just
JJ right now
maybe
being
just
set up
have
for
a
a
little
dance
too
battle.
much brown water.
Yeah.
And because you're drinking that brown water, you don't realize that because you had sandals on, you wake up the next morning and your toe feels a little weird. Don't think anything of it because hair
You
of the
broke
dog.
it.
Hop right on. Oh, it gets worse. Hop right on a booze cruise at 10 a.m. Just kept drinking. It was fine. Sunday. So this is 48 hours later. We're getting on the airplane, walking
Oh.
through Atlanta Hartsfield.
Does your mother know this story, by the way? Is she hearing it for the
I
first
think
time
no.
right now?
This is similar to when I had somebody hit my car in college, and I didn't tell her that for
'Cause this
5
isn't
years,
gonna
and then
be
she
good.
found out
5
later.
years.
Yeah, she found out 5 years later. This was 4 years
isn't
ago,
gonna
so
be
it's
good.
fine. We're walking through Atlanta Hartsfield Airport, and I say to the bride, and I'm like, why does my toe keep hurting? And she's like, well, when we got home Friday, Danny took a look at it, and you had something in there, but she says she plucked it out.
Oh.
And I go, maybe there's something else in there. I don't know. So they all get off the Atlanta crew. They all go home. I'm still sitting in the terminal, and I'm like, this ain't right. So I wake up the next morning once I got back to Jack's late that night. I wake up the next morning. I go to urgent care. And they go, we're going to try to flush out whatever it is.
Is it a botfly? Tell me it's not a
I
botfly.
sat at the urgent care for 2 hours as they tried to flush whatever it was out. The doctor's like, I don't know what it is, but there's something in there. I don't know if we're going to get it.
Disgusting.
This can't be a botfly story. There's no way.
All of a sudden, as she's like, we may have to hang it up and like try an x-ray again or something. Pop. And this little piece of glass pops out of my big toe that was the distinct color of the beer name that must not be named brand
Bottle.
beer.
Wow.
Youch. And the good thing about glass is that it will come out.
Eventually.
Yeah.
It took
will
2
come out
hours
over
of
a
and
splinter,
walking and everything
but-
else, but
Oh, that
yes.
must feel like hell,
So
man.
I had a little piece of a Bud Light bottle. I know you could all get upset about it. A
Yeah,
beer
I
bottle.
don't. Yeah.
A beer bottle. This is 2019, so we're in the clear. The statute of limitations hadn't begun. But yeah, pops out. You hear the little clink, and popped out of my big toe.
Oh my God.
And it had been in there for almost 72 hours.
Just hurts.
So beware of that, JJ. That is my biggest advice.
Yeah, only at the pool. And you know what's funny? I actually told my fellow jogger friend, bring your running stuff
Yeah, I
because
already yelled
we're
at you.
planned in the morning to run on the strip.
You will not
I
be
don't know
running.
how often that'll happen.
You will not
We'll
be
see.
running.
All right, text line, JJ, make sure there is no writing on your back when you come home.
Oh, wow.
Don't take out a mortgage over the telephone.
Yeah, I have a set amount of money I'm willing to lose.
This one's.
But it's joggable, by the way, JJ. Not the strip. You got some side roads there. They're nice.
Yeah, oh,
nice,
absolutely.
Nice
I've been
sidewalks.
there.
They're like they're almost like fenced. It's a very joggable place, believe it or not.
Yeah, and it's hot as like today.
Oh my God! I looked at the weather. It's just like no rain, no clouds, 96 degrees every single day this
Yeah,
week.
apparently today somewhere in Texas the high is 114 degrees.
Oh my God!
114. And look, we have what we consider intolerable heat at times. I will take that humidity all day. That desert dry, I don't even know. I don't know how to deal with that stuff. All right. What to, what not to in the bachelor party world. Horror stories, good stories, whatever you got. Throw them our way, 641-1010. You can hit the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures. It is a...
Leon's advice, by the way, was there's no not tos.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Just don't, no footage, okay?
Oh, yeah, which is
That's
nowadays
a
a
lot,
lot more difficult than
Yeah,
back
well,
in
just
your
say,
day.
hey, listen, everybody put their phones in the bag.
Yeah, exactly.
I love
You can go
that
Derek
advice.
Jeter on
There
him.
you go.
That's actually amazing advice.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the night, all the boys leave your phone in the
Yep.
room.
Go Derek Jeter on him. We got a nice parting gift for you. You're going to put that in the bag.
By the way, JJ, our friends on YouTube, which of course we are streaming live on YouTube and Twitter, have also sounded off on what we like to call
This is the
the
Yahoo pop-off chat line. Yahoo!
Iranian Guggen says, no new tattoos either, bro. Have fun from the Liverpool fan.
Yeah, don't go Mike Malone on him, okay, and celebrate a championship.
Did he get a tattoo?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He got.
By the way, it's Michael Malone.
Yeah, is it?
And I
I
respect that
apologize.
because of our friend Matthew.
That's right.
why
Matthew
am I
Driscoll.
blank? Driscoll.
Yeah.
Blank on his last name, sorry.
Yeah,
Who, hey, his mama named him Matthew. I'm going to call him Matthew.
yeah. And so I do like that, but
Was it like the Larry O'Brien?
It was the Denver Nugget guy, the
Oh.
Gold Digger guy, which I thought was pretty cool. And so he put it at the top of the bicep too. I think he's just making sure it stays on the shoulder.
It's going to suck when they fire him in a couple seasons.
Yeah. You never know.
There's some good advice on the text line, by the way,
is there?
JJ.
Yeah.
The 251 says, go to the Bunny Ranch. It's your last hurrah.
That's like so far away. And no, I'm not planning on cheating on my fiance.
Well, that wouldn't even be. So
Come on, guys.
yeah.
Well, speaking of Vegas, let's give a little that from Out in the Desert.
That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The NBA draft is tonight. We are slated to have our Orlando Magic analyst, Ryan the Hacker
The
Green,
analyst.
on at some point today. But some news from Caesar Sportsbook out in Las Vegas. Shams, the insider, reported about 7 minutes ago that Scoot Henderson gaining serious momentum at number 2 to the Charlotte Hornets. Of course, reports surfaced yesterday that Brandon Miller was the favorite for Charlotte. Caesars just took second overall off the board. Before the news, Brandon Miller was minus 700. Scoot was plus 160. After the news, minus 400 Brandon Miller, plus 130 Scoot, and now it has been taken off the board.
Yeah. So Brandon Miller, I don't remember who said it earlier today. It might have been Bill or somebody. Anyway, they were starting to project that, and when Vegas reacts in that fashion, then yes, Scoot. He ain't scooting up, he's scooting back, but that's okay. You know, you got to kind of find the player that you think can match whatever it is that you're doing basketball-wise. And look, we've seen a lot of number 3 picks overall or for that matter, number 2 picks overall, shine much more than the number 1. All right, now this is from Jason in Mandarin. Enjoying a creek area, okay? Lived at Jack's Beach, mid to late 90s. Got into a fight, had a red straight bottle broke across my face. I would get a little pimple every now and then for the next 3 to 6 months. It would be a piece of that bottle.
Ooh.
Youch! So, yeah, make sure. No fisticuffs.
So he still
Just
had a
don't
little
drink
piece
glass.
of it in him.
Yeah, so he would get a little, what he thought was a little pimple, and that was just a piece of glass coming out.
My,
'Cause
and it
I'm telling
never
you,
fully came out.
Yeah,
Just
'cause
do not
glass-
drink out of glass containers.
Yeah.
That's the biggest advice we can give.
Red
Or at
Solo
least
cup.
have a koozie around
I
it, right?
fill you up.
Right.
Let's have a party.
You could have cans or red Solo cups or
That was FM Joe right there.
Tervises at the pool. It's
Yeah,
okay.
my advice to myself, I do this at every vacation, wherever I go. Immediately when I get into town, I go to the liquor store. My room will be stocked with liquor because it's just so expensive to constantly be buying drinks. Like, it's Vegas is crazy.
Yeah, bro. You go to Vegas, you stock up on liquor because when I went to the cigar lounge, the cigar event, right? I always go every year. My back of the hotel had a pool. So I'm engaging. It's a nice little weather. I'm a little hot. I get in the pool or whatever.
Got the towel
and everything. And I go over to the bartender and I say, hey man, let me get a vodka OJ, right? He said, would you like a double? I'm thinking a double is just okay, fine. Vodka OJ, double vodka OJ in Vegas. How
I
much
don't
do you
even
think?
want to hear
How
it.
much do you think of double vodka and OJ? Double vodka and
I'm
OJ.
gonna say
now
like $18.
Yeah, I was
this
gonna
is-
say
Nah, it's
16.
like 42.
This is
actually.
Whoa!
this is not no special, but this is just vodka
how
OJ.
well?
The regular's like 18
Yeah.
or 22.
Okay.
I would say I'm gonna say 40.
Ooh, you're close. 35.
Jesus.
Youch.
Double
One's
vodka
gonna
OJ.
cost you 18.
That's
easy,
hurting me.
man.
Bro, it was $35.
Yeah, that's, and you know what?
That was my last drink in Vegas.
Yeah, I was going to say, it
I
probably,
left.
Was it a
I got
good one?
on a plane immediately.
it probably was not $35 good.
I went and got me a bottle.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah,
It was probably not
exactly.
35. I told the story before, but, like pricey stuff, it ain't just in Vegas. It's in a lot of places. But the Vegas of the South, maybe Nashville these days,
Yep.
into the Kid Rock, which is a great bar and plenty of good acts. It's all worth it. Bucket of beer, how much?
A bucket of beer.
Oh, we talked
Yeah.
about this
So
last
that's
year when
six
you came
beers?
back.
Six?
Six.
Yep.
It was
6
60.
beers.
6 beers.
Yeah, it was
I mean,
like
it's 10
$80
bucks each. It's got to be 65, 70.
Yeah, I said 80
Yeah.
bucks.
It
Oh
was-
my god!
What? For a bucket of 6 beers, bro.
6 beers. It was 58.
God,
Yeah.
what?
It's not even a
Now,
deal.
they have good entertainment, though.
10 for a beer.
Yeah.
It better
Oh, yeah.
be
Wow.
the
Yeah.
greatest entertainment of all
Oh,
time.
my gosh, yeah. So I'm like, that's the most I've ever put into a bucket.
Well, you also got a tip on that too.
Yeah. Oh,
which
yeah.
brings it up to
Oh,
about
yeah.
66.
Better be like prime Jordan.
72, depending on what your tip value is.
All right, one of them says you're going to spend a lot of money out there.
Yeah, fortunately, I didn't have to spend any money on a plane. I didn't have to spend any money on room. Like, that's all paid for by my brothers, so
You know-
I'm just going in. And they're going to be buying me drinks.
Then
and
my
stuff.
advice to you
Bro.
is gamble.
Oh, I will be.
Hey,
doing
JJ,
that.
kudos to your brothers, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I say the reason why I say kudos to your brothers because I've had 3 bachelor parties in my day. Okay, so to say, and in every one I paid for it.
Oh, yeah.
I paid for the bachelor hotel, flight, accommodations, entertainment.
Here's the deal: if you
Yeah,
win
you
Emmys
need
for
to- you
if
need
you
to
win
cook for
Emmys for
something. Oh,
ESPN
nah.
on SportsCenter, you got to pay.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
how
your
it
brother's
works.
paying. But he's just saying on the text line, somebody put $100 on the Jags and win the Super Bowl. Can you imagine if you won? That would be a memory tied.
I think it's like
to the bachelor
25 to 1 odds.
Yeah, something
right
like that.
now.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'd be pretty.
Are they
good.
bachelor parties after like the first one, or are they? What do you call them after that?
He was, and then he wasn't.
Trips,
You
vacations.
call them excursions.
Yeah.
After the
Getaways.
first-
You
yeah,
call them? Why are
getaway.
you doing this again?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
A
yeah.
redo. A
Yeah, it's
redo.
redo, yeah.
And they're like the Raging Cajuns out there in Omaha.
Now, Joe, you got married very young.
Yeah.
Did you have a bachelor party either time?
Yeah, had one that was crazy, definitely crazy.
Was that the second time?
That was the first one.
Oh,
Second one
okay.
was very.
And how old were you?
Very mature. The second one was. First one was 23, something like that.
Wow, I could. That's
Yeah.
very young.
Yeah, very young. 23, something like that. And then the later one, much more mature, much more suited for it. But
Yeah.
I'll never forget. Like my brother flew in from Michigan, surprised me. We go to the Conch House. We got Goombay smashed up, and they had rented a place and all this kind of stuff. And so anyway, the last thing I remember was entertainment being hired And I looked over and I saw my dad.
Oh,
And when I saw my dad,
wow.
I'm like,
Wow.
resignation. I was
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, that's an awkward lap
Yeah,
dance with
yeah,
Pops.
yeah.
That is.
Out.
Your pops was there with the
Well,
hired help? Wow.
yeah, that my brother decided to invite our dad to.
Because he
And-
could probably pay for some of
Yeah.
it.
This was just dancing, right?
And then it's just dancing. It's just dancing.
Just double checking.
Oh
that's
my
all.
God, that would
I'm
be
just
a
double
whole
checking.
other level.
Right, I'm
No,
just double
no.
checking.
It's
there.
just your normal. Just your
Yeah,
normal.
well, this is like I know we have to break, but
but I
this is
flipped
like
when I saw my dad. I'm like,
23 years old. It would have been a mess.
Yeah, yeah.
Like we're all my buddies are at the age now where actually the one guy in our group who has an issue, who like still every once in a while has to be helped out of a bar.
Yeah.
That type of guy. He canceled last minute, and all of us were like, "Whoo! Austin's not coming, guys." Woo! So like we're all grown now,
Yeah.
so I'm
Yeah.
not expecting anything
exactly. Mature,
insane.
mature.
People puking everywhere and just grossness. That's not happening.
And if nothing else, the saying always works. Everything in moderation is the good way to go.
Absolutely.
It is.
You
All
got
right.
3 days.
Yeah. It's XL Primetime. Fill up on us, okay? Hit us on the text line. Hit us on the YouTube channel. Hanging out some what to, not to advice for JJ as he gets ready for the bachelor party.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. Rick Ballou takes you into the night.
He's the actor in the family. And then we got the big guy.
Ryan the Hacker Green,
Yes, and what I most admire is the way you've captured the voice of the common people.
right after Rick Ballou. Evenings on 1010XL.
The Jacksonville Eye Center's vision is all about your vision. Vision correction for all ages. From an early age to your elder years, being able to see clearly is just a phone call away. Call 355-5555 and say hello to Dr. Robert Snipper. With the latest technology and advancements in vision care, the Jack's Eye Center can help you from top-line care, glasses, contacts, to expert LASIK procedures and cataract surgery. See what you've been missing at the Jacksonville Eye Center.
The Big Deal lineup is back at Sonny's Barbecue. And now, there's bacon. Introducing the new candied bacon burger, chicken sandwich, and fried green tomato BLT. All topped with bacon that's coated and crisped in our sweet and spicy rub. Each served with a side and drink starting at $9.99 for a limited time. Or add candied bacon to any sandwich for just $2. Come get a Big Deal combo today at Sonny's Barbecue. Local pit masters since '68.
You've decided you like to sell your home, but you see problems. Well, you got problems. Chad and Sandy have promises. Here's one for you, new for 2023. Your home sold guaranteed, or Chad and Sandy will buy it. It's prime home selling season, gang. Right now, home buyers are actively looking. Mortgage rates stabilizing. Now's the ideal time. So maybe you got a growing family, or you're working from home, you need more space. Chad and Sandy can deliver and get your home sold quickly. They are real estate experts you can trust. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home will be sold at an agreed upon price and deadline, or they'll buy it. There are success stories out there. Take Nicholas and Whitney in Middleburg. We're a Navy family who had a deadline to sell before transfer. Unfortunately, our home failed to sell with another agent for 78 days. Slightly stressed, we called Chad and Sandy for help, and boom, our home sold. That's what you get with Chad and Sandy. Go to chadandsandy.com or call 414-6200 today.
Mark Watson for Hardball Creative. Free promo tip. Put your logo on golf balls and give them to clients who are bad golfers. More hacks equals more exposure. Trust me, it's science. HardballCreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all. The Trill takes you inside the ropes with PGA Tour insiders on Brunch with the Tour.
Yeah, that's a good spot to be.
Tuesday morning at 8:30.
Brought to you by
Clearwater Irrigation and J&M Roofing. Brunch provided by Chick-fil-A on 1010XL.
This is Hayes Carline for the Mandarin Athletic Association. If you were looking at getting your child active in football or cheerleading this fall, you can't find a better place than MAA at Greenland Park. The Mandarin Athletic Association is one of the oldest and well-established youth sports organizations in Northeast Florida. Visit our website at mandarintigers.com for youth football and cheerleading registration. The deadline is approaching soon. Go to mandarintigers.com for more information. Get your child active this fall with the Mandarin Athletic Association.
Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars. Make them your AC partner with honest cost estimates before they start the work with no hidden fees. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC.
Are you an electrician looking for better pay and benefits? Miller Electric Company has the industry-leading compensation package. Electricians are eligible for a signing bonus up to $1,000. Now, they're partnering with the Jaguars on their new performance facility, the Miller Electric Center. Miller Electric has opportunities for you to work on some of the most exciting projects right here in Jacksonville. Whether you're experienced or not, visit MillerCareers.com, an equal opportunity employer. That's MillerCareers.com.
Picking here. After work's done for the day, I know you like to find your favorite sofa or recliner and watch the game. That's why you gotta call Zero Res this month. At Zero Res this month, tell them I sent you, and you'll get 25% off all upholstery.
Zero Res.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. We're your local family jeweler for 46 years in Jacksonville with a huge selection of diamonds, gemstones, and pre-owned Rolex watches. And Monahan Jewelers is your store for expert jewelry repair turned around in 1 or 2 days. Most jewelry stores take 2 weeks or more, and many stores send your jewelry somewhere else for repair. At Monahan Jewelers, our jewelry repair is done in-house by expert craftsmen, and Monahans can turn around most repairs in a day or two. So bring your jewelry repair to Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Instant Keys saves the day if you have lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call 722-1111.
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Men, are you suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE? The medical providers at Prime Men's Medical Center offer breakthrough treatments that eliminate problems in the bedroom without pain or surgery. 98% of men see instant results on their first office visit. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Prime Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Men are even lasting 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
But that's not all. For a limited time only, call Prime Men's Medical Center now, and your initial consultation and first treatment are completely free. You'll see instant results right in the office. You'll even get a gift that enhances your performance in the bedroom. All this, worth hundreds of dollars, is free if you call now. 904-664-8217. 904-664-8217. That's 904-664-8217.
Are you embarrassed by your ugly, cracked concrete driveway? Need to enhance your home's curb appeal? Stonecore on Phillips Highway is your one-stop shop for all your outdoor needs. Replacing with new stone pavers will transform your driveway into a stunning work of art. Say goodbye to unsightly concrete and hello to beautiful, durable pavers that last for years. Visit Stonecore today and let's beautify your home together. Stonecore.co. We do outdoors better.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville.
At 6'6" and 278 pounds, it's hard to miss Kyle Brady anywhere, let alone the football field.
20 fires into the end zone. Touchdown, Kyle Brady. In the pocket, pumps, turns, throws. Caught! Kyle Brady. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
After starting his career with the New York Jets, Brady signed with the Jaguars in 1999. During his 6 years in Jacksonville, he averaged just 40 catches a season. However, his work in the trenches is what set him apart, and it shouldn't be overlooked.
This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
Kyle Brady, number 80, officially Brady days away, not Tom Brady. If only, if only. Kyle Brady days away from the Jaguars opener against the Indianapolis Colts in September. We are counting it down all summer long and all training camp long right here on XL Primetime. Mia O'Brien, Joe C., Matt Hayes, Leon Searcy, and JJ LaSelva. The whole crew is together for one more day before JJ sets off for Las Vegas for his bachelor party, which we are accepting your bachelor party, bachelorette party, do's and don'ts on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Kyle Brady, by the way, set to join us at 1 p.m. What do we got cooking on the text line, boys?
Well, one said that they lost $1,500 on a gambling boat in Jekyll Island at the bachelor party. A little pricey, depending on the date, factoring in some inflation. That may be, I don't know, something like $45,000 right now. But that is a lot of money to lose.
Basically a brand new car.
Yeah, there's a lot of money to lose when you're about to enter a marriage where I don't know whether you're going to start to plan and pave the way to the future.
JJ, don't haul a mattress up to the top of the roof and fall asleep. Okay? Just don't do that.
All right,
Lose
so
my phone.
This is pretty simple, and I don't think this is like anything that you should take lightly. But it says, JJ, don't go on any roofs of buildings. You get locked out. Don't steal any tigers. Bring them back to the hotel room. When you walk into the first casino, put 50 on red at the roulette table. Congrats and enjoy. That's Scotty from Fernandina Beach up there in the Dina, one of our
Have
nooners.
you guys ever seen, there's a bachelor party movie that existed way before The Hangover. No. It's called Very Bad Things. And it's a lot more R. You know, it's like darker.
Oh.
But it's funnier. It's funny, but it's darker. Christian Slater's in it, and yeah, there's a woman is killed. Let's just say that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah, but it's
I was
like
thinking of
they
the
make
happy-go-lucky
it funny,
Tom
but
Hanks one.
no, I didn't know about Tom Hanks.
Yeah, it's
had
actually
a
pretty good.
bachelor
He's young, but it's pretty good.
All right, don't rent fancy white Corvette convertible, then proceed to get hammered driving around Vegas. His friend did that and got popped by the local PD. I think you'll be observant of that rule.
Yeah, my friends are renting a car, which I told them is a bad idea.
Yeah,
but
no need
I won't be driving.
I actually have, you want another crazy story? I actually have driven down Las Vegas Boulevard at 95 miles an hour. From my time in the Academy of Country Music. I do not recommend it. That was also the day that I met Guy Fieri. Yeah. So,
Fieri.
Guy
Fieri's the
Fieri.
man.
Fieri, yeah.
The long and the short of that story basically goes that you guys have seen it in award shows when they have two locations and they're trying to take the host quickly from one to the other. Well, obviously, if you're going to be doing that, you also need cameras that are prepared at both locations for said talent to arrive. And let's just say I found out about 5 minutes before we had to have our cameras at Mandalay Bay that they were not there. And so your girl had to be the one to hop in the car and drive. And we're following what we think is Blake Shelton and what we think is, he's in the passenger seat. He's in the passenger seat. We pull up behind him. Guy Fieri.
Oh, listen, that's a star.
Both wins.
Yeah,
Both wins.
Yeah.
Both
I'm
wins.
a big Blake fan, but Fieri's the man. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
You just ran into Flavortown right there.
May actually have been a bigger get than Blake Shelton, some are saying.
Yeah.
He is paid, by the way. If you look up Guy's net worth, you will be flabbergasted. Apparently, he does a lot more than just that show.
Yeah. And he's gotten into the producer's world, which you can start to anchor some of these shows with your money and then really make it.
Yeah, but this restaurant in Vegas is outstanding.
Yeah.
When I went, it's outstanding.
Really
a little
good.
pricey.
Yeah.
But the food is outstanding.
Everything is.
Yeah, everything's pricey.
If it's expensive, you want it to be good,
Yeah,
right?
you're right. You're right. Absolutely.
As simple as that. All right, let's talk about the Gators in Omaha. Was that honestly one of the best finishes back and forth between TCU and Florida? Florida trying to get through their bracket unscathed without a loss, and it went right down to the wire. And Josh Rivera made two huge plays. First off, the home run, and then after that was able to make that throw, got the cutoff, and then got the guy out at home plate, which is a great throw. And then who was this cat Robertson that comes in, pinch runs, and then no, he didn't pinch run. He beat out the throw at first base, and then made this unbelievable catch. That's one of the greatest catches I've seen in a while, and that one was deep, and almost went out. He went up against the wall and got it.
Can we just discuss what are we calling them, the heart attack Gators? That every game that this team has played in Omaha is coming down to the wire?
Well, Matt said it earlier. Every one of them that could have lost. It's crazy how it goes, but you could say the same thing with the Jags when they went on a 6-game win streak.
Yeah.
Every one of those games they could have lost, including the Titans game, including the Chargers, honestly. But as long as you are coming up with whatever it takes to win, that's motto here. That's the difference. They keep playing on, and they get charged by every big moment that sets them up to deliver another big moment. And this was after Caglione got chased off the mound very early in this contest. And you got Wyatt Langford with a couple of big plays. Ty Evans is stepping up again and again. It seems like late. And LSU's doing kind of the same thing, Matt. I mean, they kept themselves.
And Neely, continues to get out of jams.
Mm-hmm.
He goes in and makes it worse.
Yeah.
And then gets out of it somehow.
Right. And he was the guy that was charged with, it was the end of the game against Oral Roberts. He was charged with
he's
that.
a closer,
And he got himself in trouble and then got himself out of it.
He's been doing that since the end of the season, actually.
Yeah.
He is literally hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold.
So
but I mean, they're winning. I don't know how you can. I don't know how you look at that team and not think, okay, how do they lose?
Right.
Because they're at the point now where it doesn't matter where they are, they're finding a way to win.
Right. Exactly.
They had a 2-run home run in the first inning yesterday and had it stand up for almost 8 innings, eight innings and an out or so, before TCU got that 2-out. What was it? A double, run scoring double to tie it, and then the very next inning, boom, there they go. They get the run.
Yeah, and it's been said a bunch that they're getting it a handful of different ways. They have had mowers on the mound that have just mown down batter after batter after batter, but not necessarily the case yesterday at all.
No, Kaggs did not pitch well
yesterday. I mean, it was.
Which, in Kaggs' defense, he hadn't pitched since FAMU, the first game
that's what Frank
of the
said,
regionals.
I'm like, whoa, I didn't even realize that it had gone. He had gone that amount of time without getting out there and getting work, and then they were even thinking about the bullpen session a couple days ago, and that would not have probably gone very well. But yeah, they now once again can set up their rotation, and LSU. I can't remember.
Or Wake can't. Yeah. LSU or Wake. This is the perfect scenario for them. Now LSU and Wake have to use more pitchers again. And in this game, to get to the championship, they'll use every pitcher they can.
Yeah.
They're not saving anything for this game.
Yeah.
So now, once
100%.
again, Florida's in a situation where they are completely healthy in the staff when the championship series starts, and the other guys run through a lot of pitchers.
Yeah, and it does seem like even though at times half of the order hasn't really come through, there are more guys that are coming through here lately. For the Florida Gators, which is impressive.
On the pitching front, we said this as soon as the game kicked off, and obviously Florida jumped out to that 2-0 lead because of the Rivera home run. And certainly Klecker, the TCU pitcher, settled in a little bit. He only went 5 innings. He settled in, though, and then you have a reliever come in and toss 3 innings and only allow 3 hits. So they got it together, but we said from the moment that first inning got going, he looked tired.
Yeah.
The TCU pitcher looked tired, and that's the only thing that if you're on the other side of this bracket – you think not only does Florida get a couple extra days of rest, but our guys are already tired. That's what's, I mean.
Well, here's the thing. They're 3 of 26 with runners in scoring position those 3 games. 3 of 26. If they start hitting with the way they're pitching, forget it.
Yeah.
No one's touching them. I don't care who it is.
And that's what it is. And I do believe that there have been not a circuit of stars, but it kind of feels that way. It's not just one dude doing it. Remember when Rylette went off in the SEC championship game, carried it over into the regional? It's more than just one guy that's doing it now. I think he might have had something to do with their first or second win, where he came up big again. But you get my point.
Right.
Yeah, there are multiple guys that are getting
now, there's the other side of that argument, which I've heard people say, and I've heard some analysts say on other television and radio shows, is Florida got a very favorable bracket, with TCU and Oral Roberts.
Yeah.
And, you can definitely argue that.
Christians and Baptists,
whereas,
I get it. Yeah,
whereas the other side of the bracket is LSU, Tennessee, Wake Forest. It's different.
Yeah, you could call it 2 number ones on the other side of the bracket because both of them have been ranked
number one for the majority of the year, yeah.
Yeah, and so, look, the old line, it's better to be lucky than good.
It's also how you get there, just like the NCAA basketball tournament. It's how you get there.
Yeah, and you always look at the tournament draw.
Yeah.
For sure.
So here's some saucy nugs for you guys. Gators are 3-0 in the College World Series for only the second time in program history. They have started a College World Series 2-0 4 times. They advanced to the final all 4 of those times.
Saucy nugs.
That's what you want. They've not been successful, all of them, but they've advanced. And you can go back. They changed the way the championship round is played. I like the best 2 of 3. I'm all about that because it gives everybody a chance, even if they don't have the rotation.
It's been a while now, right? That's been going on for probably about, what?
I think it's
12,
been
15
since,
years?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Like a couple decades, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But no. Because in 05, look up 05, Matt, because I'm trying to remember if that one was a championship series. I don't think it was.
That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
All right, we haven't heard about this guy for a while. This is one of Joe's favorite characters in the world of sports. This is Will Strong-Ass Offer Wade, who is now the current McNeese State coach. So he we know got into some trouble at LSU.
Some.
He has been given a 2-year show clause and a 10-game suspension, and LSU basketball has been put on 3 years probation, as well as their football, but obviously it's something minor. But mostly Will Wade, 10-game suspension and a 2-year show clause.
Yeah, and so I'm curious as to what the LSU part of this ultimately ends up being basketball-wise. So take a look at that. But the other
reduction in official visits, no off-campus recruiting-related activities, no recruit. So it's
Still
recruiting
going to the
stuff.
tournament. It's recruiting.
Yeah, and quit wiring money to people.
Well, here's the funny thing is the strong-ass offer.
Yeah.
How many times has that been made now over the last 2 years?
Oh, yeah. But, again, it was when the FBI was on his tail. And we don't know who the FBI is trailing right now.
It was only like 2 years prior to that, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, Penny Hardaway suspended yesterday for I don't know what, some recruiting violations. So it's just the NCAA still trying their damnedest to act like they still run stuff.
They're in charge.
Yeah.
They're large and in charge. But Will Wade, I mean, that guy. Oh, all right.
McNeese State has to feel like fools.
A little bit, but they also
they knew what they
yeah,
got.
they also,
what's a show clause?
They don't care. It means
Yeah,
if another university wants to try and hire him, they have to prove to the NCAA why they think it's okay that they can hire him despite his problems
and
of the past.
Interesting.
Which he's already employed by another university.
No, they knew exactly what he was doing.
But he's
They're
out for
doing.
10 games.
He's a unbelievable recruiter. He's a good coach. He's just a cheater. That's
And
all.
they're a small school.
Yeah, they don't care.
I will say this: his departure from LSU, whether it was Alex Fudge was one of 9 guys that left.
Yeah.
That LSU program was in ruins this past season, and so I mean, it's going to affect the next generation because if they can't have those little things that we're talking about, they may seem minute in the moment.
They are important.
But that program is, part of it. It had nothing to do with what Wade did. It had everything to do with him leaving, following him out.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they were happy. They were getting paid. And so, everything was going great. It was gravy down there.
Why would they care?
In Tiger, in Bengal land. It was
and
going
besides,
great.
they could be playing for a spring sports championship. And I'm told down here in Florida that's what matters most. So they're not worried down there in the bayou.
It just means more. It just means more in the spring as opposed to the fall. At least that's what I'm going with right now. That's all
you got left.
That's all I got.
Right.
I'm talking to the Gator Nation at the 9 after 5 at the golf club in Southampton last night, and they're like, "Yeah,
this will be your third one, right?"
Yeah. Well, yeah, you got golf, you got NCAA track, and then you'd have baseball, and it'd be the second natty in baseball for the Gators. You got to take that, man.
That'll be your.
It's all that matters now.
Flag waving, baby.
Yeah. All that matters now.
Right now.
I was on that train.
Yeah.
Mommy made the Final Four. I was on it.
and as soon as we see the Billy, Sunbet Billy, take over and become the king of the SEC, then
he's quickly becoming blue chip Billy.
Yeah, he
Forget
is.
about Billy 3-star.
Yeah.
He's becoming blue chip Billy now.
Which is good.
Yeah.
I know Gator fans are excited about that. At the very least, it's made the conversation fun between college football fans going back and forth. And look, Georgia's owned it. We went through the recruiting rankings. Yesterday. Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson, A&M, all the ones at LSU, all the ones that are supposed to be are there. Now Florida's just trying to get back to where they're part of that conversation. And they've moved up to a point, at the very least, if they get letters of intent signed, then go out and coach them.
They're in the hunt for, 4, 5, or 6 more elite guys.
Yeah. Let me ask you if you're going to be thinking about that blue chip when they're down by 20 to Utah.
I'll be cussing them.
Okay,
you know that.
You're not going to care about that blue chip. I'm the same way with Miami. Last year, all we heard last year is how Mario was just running through the recruits. Top 5 recruits, this guy, that. And then we lose a Middle Tennessee. Mm-hmm. I wasn't thinking about no damn recruits. I was thinking about the fact that we could not beat, what are they, the Blue Darters or whatever the hell they are.
But Leon, he hasn't gotten his guys in yet. That's what I keep being told on both sides of the pond there.
That's what I heard.
And to Leon's point, which I think we're kind of feeling the same way about these programs, is that I know recruiting is ultra important, and everyone keeps telling me the story. I heard Mark Long tell the story again on the Frangie show yesterday about how bare it was and how important it is, and I won't argue with that. But I'm looking at programs that are proven because they have good coaches.
Yeah.
Programs that are proven because they have good coaches. You have to have them.
Matt Hayes was talking about last year when Brian Kelly came to LSU. They only had, 37 scholarship guys?
38, yeah.
38.
They played the bowl game with 38 scholarship
They had 38 scholarship guys. He didn't have his guys in.
Yeah.
He had to deal with recruiting. He had to deal with that mass exodus of guys leaving or whatever.
yeah.
For some reason, though, coaching prevailed.
Yes.
And they played well.
Isn't that
And they
weird?
had a shot for the playoffs at the end.
And I do believe that a good coach can get a lot of great recruits by putting good football on the football field. How did more guys follow you in the late 80s, Leon? Because you put good football on the field.
Good football.
And then players want to say, I want to be like that.
Exactly.
And so that's the thing that gets me a little bit. And look, I'll wait and see. It's going to constantly be that for a lot of Gator fans out there. I'm a proud graduate. You just want to see what it looks like and make it look like it's good. Because right now it doesn't look like it's very good on the actual football field.
I appreciate this one off the text line, mostly because I just went to Harry Potter World last weekend. Miami's Quidditch team should be able to beat Middle Tennessee's football team.
It honestly, that's how.
Wait a second. Wait a second. You went to Harry Potter World?
Yeah. I thought we talked about this. I went to Universal.
Oh my God, that is again
That
very
is so
hackish.
hackish.
No, it's not hack because it's not Disney
It's
World.
a totally different park.
Yeah, it's a
let's
totally
let's
different
be
park.
real,
But to
man.
be fair, I'd go to that, man. Yeah.
But here's the difference. I haven't been to Harry Potter World in 12 years. Hack went to Disney last week.
Yeah.
And then 3
I
weeks
don't go
before
to
that.
childish places like Harry Potter World. I go to Tomorrowland.
You can get butterbeer at Harry Potter World. And
I
it's
drink
quite
around
tasty.
the world at Epcot
That's
like
true.
an adult.
That is his party plan, that one.
Hack
He's
is-
seen the world as far
I
as
guarantee he'd go to that.
Oh, this guy's been to Europe, Asia, everywhere.
Morocco.
man. South America.
Hack is going to join us to talk about the NBA draft. Again, Victor Wembanyama is the pretty much guaranteed. I didn't see what the odds are there, JJ, of how much little
If
money.
you're betting on anyone else, you're basically betting that this guy either retires or something morbid happens
Right,
in the next
exactly.
12 hours.
So we
8
know
hours.
a little less intrigue on the number 1 overall pick than in last year's NBA draft. But curious to see what happens with the number 2 overall pick, and then of course the Orlando Magic picking 6th and 12th.
This
so,
has been like the biggest lock since Trev.
yes, yeah.
Interesting.
All right, I'm going to throw this out now, and we'll do it a little bit later on. And I'm not an NBA draft expert. I like to feel like I know a little bit about the NFL, but the NBA is just such a wide open deal. But let's make it the 10-10 take, JJ, because at the very least, there's some change that's taking place right now that gives you pause.
Now, Joe C's 10-10 take. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pit masters since 68.
Sonny's has got some incredible specials right now with the big deal. You need to just gobble them up. Any of the Sonny's location all over the First Coast, you can get great deals right now. But we have got our Rib Mania rib eating contest next Tuesday. If you want to text the word rib right now, some of you can get away with rub if you want to, but rib right now to the text line, and you got a chance to be in our rib eating contest with Sonny's and the great pitmaster Shannon Snell judging us next Tuesday in the 1 o'clock hour. So text rib right now if you want to get in there. But let me give you
in my belly!
Yes, we're going to eat so many of them. But let me give you the 10-10 take, and we can carry this into the 1 o'clock hour. Okay, Wembanyama, however you say his name, is considered a can't-miss project. Or I shouldn't even say can't miss and put project right behind it. A can't-miss prospect, all right? He is long. He can defend, shot-blocking savant, all this stuff. But Kristaps Porzingis just got dealt to the Boston Celtics. And how was he described? No, not exactly like Victor, but he was described as the next big thing. And now he is seeing his third different basketball team in his career. He is healthier. He is certainly an impact player. But will he be that guy that can do everything that they originally forecast for him? And can Victor be that guy? That's the 10-10 take. Because
Fourth
honestly,
team, by the way, I think.
He's what?
Fourth team.
Is it 4? Okay.
I mean, we had the Knicks, then we had the Mavs, then we had the Wizards,
Yeah,
and
you're
now
right.
this.
Yeah, you're right. So Wiz to Boston. And so that's 4 teams for him. And the thing that I worry about more than anything else whenever I see a big man like that is just brittleness.
He tore his ACL, and that kind of put him back. Like, Kristaps was really balling before that.
And can step away and
Oh, yeah.
shoot.
And what's funny is we go back just 2 weeks ago to our discussion about the rise of Nikola Jokic. If you go back to 2017, 2018, people were saying the Nuggets should trade Nikola Jokic and try to get Kristaps. And they said, no, we're banking on our guy. We're going to build this thing with him.
Smart.
No one else believed him.
Yeah, it is smart. And they tried to create something at a couple different stops with Porzingis, and it just did not work. But a big man. I know this guy can run, he can handle the ball, he can shoot, he can do all that stuff, but it is a big danger. So let's do that in the 1 o'clock hour, a little bit more.
Let's also talk to Kyle Brady. Before we do so, I got to read this one from Hurricane Chris in Jewelington Creek. He says, ask Kyle Brady if he remembers playing beer pong with some college kids, Joe Jervicius and Todd Yoder, on a 4th of July about 17 years ago. I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
Still have the Corona box covers signed by all of the guys. Awesome night.
Love Joe Jervicius.
Yeah, that's cool. So we'll get Brady ready for that. We'll call him up coming up as we count down 80 days till the Jags kick it off for real. Give us your best 80, and if you want, you can give us a Kyle Brady memory.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers.
All aboard!
The momentum train is moving in the right direction.
Everyone believed in everyone.
1010XL, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Nia O'Brien here for my friends at Duck Duck Rooter, the experts when it comes to all things related to plumbing and septic. Maybe you're planning a full plumbing repipe for your older home, or you need help with a new septic system installation. Duck Duck Rooter can handle it. From septic tank pump outs, drain field installations, clogged drains, new water heater installations, they do it all. Duck Duck Rooter is also a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. So when you're stuck, just call the Duck, 904-862-6769, or online at duckduckrooter.com.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
Are you embarrassed by your ugly, cracked concrete driveway? Need to enhance your home's curb appeal? Stonecore on Phillips Highway is your one-stop shop for all your outdoor needs. Replacing with new stone pavers will transform your driveway into a stunning work of art. Say goodbye to unsightly concrete and hello to beautiful, durable pavers that last for years. Visit Stonecore today and let's beautify your home together. Stonecore.co. We do outdoors better.
Drivers and heavy truck mechanics, if you like sports, then you're going to love working at Waste Management.
We have a team atmosphere here where we're looking out for one another. We jump in to help out.
Listen up. WM is now offering a $5,000 new hire bonus to CDL drivers and heavy truck mechanics for jobs at our sites in Jacksonville, Green Cove Springs, Callahan, and St. Augustine.
It's camaraderie. It's everything. I like it.
Steady work, competitive pay, weekly paychecks, opportunities for overtime, paid training, and a generous boot and tool allowance.
Plus, over-the-top benefits like 100% tuition coverage for you and your family, and home every day.
CDL drivers and heavy truck mechanics. Apply online at wm.com/careers. That's wm.com/careers. Search driver and mechanic jobs in Jacksonville, Green Cove Springs, Callahan, and St. Augustine, Florida.
A people first, military friendly, equal opportunity employer.
We are WM. We've been telling you for almost a year about Nathan's Family Chiropractic and the 100-Year Lifestyle Network. If chronic back or joint pain is keeping you down, don't listen to me. Listen to what Jacksonville is saying about Dr. Alan Nathans.
The stem cell treatment took the pain away.
Changed my life. It's awesome.
Your body just works better when it's aligned. We're believers.
His no-needle regenerative protocols are giving people their lives back. Get yours back, too. Go to the pro in the know. Don't do another cortisone injection. He's one of us helping all of us for the past 25 years. For more info, drnathans.com.
Find your why in your next career move at the First Coast YMCA. Everyone can get involved and make a difference in your community at the Y. And if you'd like to turn your passion into a fulfilling career, the Y is an equal opportunity employer and is now hiring youth program leaders, lifeguards, swim instructors, and more. Plus, Y staff enjoy benefits including free YMCA membership and free childcare while you work. Find your passion, find your why in a career at fcymca.org.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Why can't I just speak to an actual human being? I need a new bank.
Well, actually, at One-to-One Financial, communication is not only number one, it's one-to-one. When you call, you get to talk to a real live Jacksonville human, fast, and with someone who's truly concerned about your needs, your security, and finding solutions as a team.
Thank you.
Ready to break up with your bank? Find a real, long-term banking relationship at One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union. Visit one-to-one-fcu.org for more information on opening an account today.
Federally insured by NCUA.
This is Hayes Carline for Kingfish Pest Control. Look, warmer weather now means mosquito, flea, and tick season is here. These pests are out for blood, but you don't have to let them win. Protect your home and family with Kingfish Pest Control. As a Kingfish customer myself, I know their products are safe for kids and pets. Plus, with a 100% satisfaction guarantee, you can relax knowing your yard is pest-free. Call today, mention the Jags to receive 10% off your initial service. That's Kingfish Pest Control, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jacksonville has some junk, and J-Dog is removing it. They're here to do the dirty work. You don't want to remove and dispose of large furniture or appliances yourself? Call J-Dog. Here now, proudly serving you, removing junk from your home or business. They can even handle small demolition projects, and they're still donating local items to veterans in need. So let J-Dog do the dirty work for you. J-Dog Junk Removal, veteran-owned and operated. JDog.com.
All you weekend warriors want to start your Saturday or Sunday off right? Head on down to ABBQ for our delicious brunch menu. Mouth-watering prime brisket hashed to our Smokehouse Meats Benedict.
Yum.
And for those who like it light, we also have our avocado toast. We've got all your brunch, boozy favorites too, like mimosas and bloodies, always on special. So come and join us this weekend and treat yourself to the best brunch in town. ABBQ, love at first bite. ABBQ, meet and drink with us.
The best golfing weather is upon us, and Hidden Hills Golf Club invites you to enjoy your round of golf with us. Our warm and welcoming atmosphere and spectacular golf course keeps our customers coming back. Check us out at hiddenhillsgc.com. You'll be glad you did.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update brought to you by YMCA. I'm Taylor Dahl for 1010XL. The Jaguars announced they will celebrate the future of the NFL and continue their mission to grow the game of football by hosting 3 local Nike 11 On tournaments from June 24th to June 27th. More than 1,000 high school athletes will participate. Visit Jaguars.com for more information. And the NFL released next-gen stats on the top 10 coverage players of 2022. 2 Jags land on the list. Tyson Campbell ranked 4th, and Darius Williams lands 9th on the list. Players who qualified need a minimum of 300 coverage snaps and 40 targets as the nearest defender, plus a catch rate below the expectation. It's 81 degrees at 104. Time and Temper brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime. Brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
80 days away from the start of the Jaguars 2023 season, and so who better to discuss the wonderful number 80 with, which we are accepting your favorite number 80s on the text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures, than Kyle Brady, one of your Jaguar greats, one of Leon's legends as well. Kyle, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, guys. Good to be here.
Before we go any further, we have to read you this one text off the text line. This is from one of our listeners. He wants to know if you remember playing beer pong with some college kids on a 4th of July about 17 years ago, as they still have the Corona box cover signed by all of the guys.
Wow, that is a blast from the past right there. As a matter of fact, I do. I believe that was in North Carolina. I love going up to North Carolina, the western North Carolina mountains in the summertime, get out of the heat and humidity of Florida. And I believe that, there were some young guys there that were hanging out in the same neighborhood as us. And it was David Garrard and I, actually. We were hanging out up there together with our families, and these guys invited us over to their party. So, yeah, we actually attended a little bit of a college party, a little throwback for us.
This might have been a completely different story because this guy claims it was Joe Jaravicious.
No, that was with us at that time?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it was. Okay, well, maybe I've been to a couple college parties then.
Yeah,
you know,
Kyle Brady's
This
like,
is
yeah,
a long
I've had
time
some
ago.
fun.
Oh, actually, no, Joe Jurevicius. Yeah, okay. He visited. I was teammates with Joe at Penn State, and he was also teammates with Yoder, Todd Yoder, who was one of our tight ends with the Jaguars years ago, and they were teammates with the Buccaneers. And I guess it was when Jurevicius came to town that we all hung out with these guys. So the things people remember.
Yeah, you better than me. I don't never admit to any of that stuff.
Oh, there's nothing too incriminating.
I'm
yet.
just saying.
Not yet.
Listen, I was at the car wash and I had a guy say, "Hey, Lee, I remember back in the day we was at this spot. You bought a couple of dancers for me." I said, "That wasn't me."
That's all you got to say, man. Didn't do it. It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
Unless they got physical evidence,
exactly.
If
you don't have
you to the location.
Listen, if you don't have footage, it wasn't me.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Listen, Kyle Brady's the only guy that I know when I played with. When we ran 36 zone, he was to my side. Oh, we about to eat. We about to lunch. Especially
we used to walk up. Yep.
We used to walk up there and we used to see that fire technique, because if you had a fire technique, we ran zone, we had the outside linebacker. Me and Kyle would work together to the linebacker, right? So Kyle wasn't the kind of guy that I would ask, "Hey, listen, just give me a corner." No, Kyle, he took the right half, I took the left half, and we put in work.
And away we went.
And away we
went.
went.
Blast.
Absolutely.
That was a blast. Doing that with Leon and doing that with Tony, that was a privilege, man. We go up to the line of scrimmage, we're like, oh, we're going to have a little fun here. I mean, even if the guy weighed, 320 pounds, I mean, between the two of us, we were easily maybe 600 or so, and we could bring a little force on him. So we made our point very well.
So, Kyle, I know you're very, very into what the Jaguars are doing. And I wanted to ask you a question as far as when it comes to Evan Ingram. I don't know if you was in this situation that Evan Ingram's ever been in, but he's in a situation where he wants to get a long-term deal, but he loves who he plays for. He absolutely loves the Jaguars. He loves the Jaguars because of the fact that basically we resurgent his career. He came here, got a resurgence, got a boost. He's got Trevor Lawrence. But now he's in a situation financially where he wants to be compensated as one of the better tight ends in the league. What advice would you give Evan Ingram as far as how to deal with what's going on right now with his contract?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think as players, Leon, we totally understand his position. He's in a great situation, a situation where the organization and the team likes him. He's surrounded by what you need in the NFL these days, which is a very good head coach and an excellent quarterback who's up and coming. And so those are all key ingredients to succeeding in the NFL. And you and I both know, a lot of your individual goals are reached by being in the right team situation, and he understands that he is. And that's even what got him to this position right here, where he's got the franchise tag, not ideal, but the organization has stated that they're committed to working out a long-term deal with him because they like him as a person and they like him as a player. And but at the same time, you got to balance that with the fact that it is a business, and you got to maximize your earnings in the short earning window that you have. So there's those two competing interests that Evan has going on, and he's obviously got, I'm sure, competent people representing him in this situation. And I hope it can get worked out. He seems like a good young man. He's a hard worker. You hear nothing but good things about him. He obviously creates a different dynamic that creates a lot of stress on defenses, which is great for the Jaguars as an organization. I think it'd be in their best interest to hold on to him. They also just, acquired a young guy, a Penn Stater that's a pup, and he can kind of get tutored by Evan as well. And that's a great factor as well, going on in their favor in addition to this. So, I wish him the best. I hope they can work something out, but I genuinely understand, and I think we both do, no matter what he decides.
We're going to ask you about that Penn State, because I know you're thrilled about that. But first, I want to tell you this. I don't know if you've heard this. Leon has mentioned those two words with this team, Super and Bowl, and in that order. Are we too over the top right now with these expectations for this franchise this season, or do you think it's right on?
Well, I guess I would use the term we should have a measured optimism. I mean, there's a lot of reasons for optimism. What we saw in the second half of the season was a coming together, not only of the physical performance, but also, just as importantly, the confidence. I mean, they developed a tremendous amount of momentum, but every season's a brand new animal, and you got to approach it as such. Even the teams that are favored to be there at the end, as we've all seen, sometimes they stumble, and oftentimes it's things beyond their control. They have an injury to a key guy. I mean, how many of these teams out there in the AFC, whether it's the Chiefs or the Bills or whoever it may be, you lose your quarterback for 6 weeks for some reason. Well, that's going to strongly impact your season. And likewise with us, we got to stay healthy at the key positions, and we do have reasons for optimism that we can play among the elite in the AFC. I mean, right now the AFC, I think most people in the NFL would acknowledge, is sort of the king of the hill. I mean, they have some of the most premier and the elite teams, but we're right there among them. I mean, if we can go out to Kansas City and take them down to the wire at their place, the eventual Super Bowl champions, well, who's to say we can't beat anybody? I mean, I really believe we have the ingredients there. It's just a matter of just having some breaks go right for you, staying healthy, and I think there's a lot of reasons to be excited.
Yeah, Jaguar fans are pumped. Duval, all of it, fired up. We're talking with Kyle Brady, number 80 days till the Jags kick off. So go back to one of your Nittany Lions, and look, we saw just in these mini camp practices, Kyle, a lot of potential because size-wise, Brenton Strange can move. What do you think of him?
Yeah, I mean, he really showed his potential when he was at Penn State. He seems like a nice young man. They invited the Jaguars have been great to the former players and the Jaguars legends, as they call them these days. Coach invited us back to meet them and meet and greet and mix and mingle with them for a dinner one night. I had a chance to catch up with Brent. I'd actually met him when he was his freshman year at Penn State. I was invited to come back. Coach Franklin up there asked if I'd come back and speak at the football banquet, the end of the season football banquet. We met when he was only a freshman, and he recalled that to me when I was met him here in the Jaguars facility. And I just welcomed him to the town. I said I wish him the best, to reach out anytime if he had any kind of questions about, where to live or anything really about transitioning to the NFL. I'm happy to help him, and I know a lot of the former players feel the same way. But yeah, he's a good young prospect, and I think it's great that he's got an experienced veteran that he can learn from, learn what it means to be a pro, and all the things that go into that transition out of the amateur game into the pro game. So I look forward to seeing what he can do. It'll be really cool, I think, to stretch the defense and put the defense in some difficult matchup situations by having both of those guys on the field at the same time. And I'm sure they're going to create some packages to do that.
Kyle, you watched a lot more Penn State football, I would think, over the last 3 years than a lot of our listeners. So give us some insight into where you think Brenton Strange's strengths are. I know it's obviously it's one of those things where he can do a little bit of everything, but what is his biggest strength that you could see having an immediate impact here in Duval?
Yeah, I mean, he's a pretty well-balanced player. He's got good blocking ability. He can be a good inline guy. He's also got the athleticism to move, maybe create some mismatches from sort of the H-back position where he goes into a split or a flex, or even comes out of the backfield, and they can put he and Evan, on the same side of the ball and move them and do motions and things of that nature. At the same time, most players coming out of college are not extremely polished. They've got a ways to go in regards to really polishing their technique and becoming an everyday pro. So it requires patience. I mean, I have people oftentimes ask me, what do you think about this year's draft? I say, well, I know you might not like this answer, but ask me in 3 years. I mean, it takes a while to come to an understanding of the game. There's a lot more complexities. The playbook's way thicker. Just getting used to a new system. I mean, sometimes you really don't feel like you're playing full speed in a new system until mid-year or even sometimes your second year in that system. So there's going to be a lot of cerebral things, that Brenton's going to have to get his head around. Sometimes he might be thinking out there. So you got to have a little leniency in your judgment of a player in his first year or two, in my opinion anyway. But I think they're going to put him in situations where he can play fast. I can say that. This is a smart coaching staff. That's what smart coaching staffs do. They put players out on the field in situations where they can accentuate their strengths and hide their weaknesses, whatever they are at that moment. And the goal is to expand that player's performance envelope as time goes by.
Now, Kyle, we know that you're a Penn State grad, and you have you and the Mangler both have expectations of the team this season. Where do you see Penn State doing this year as far as record, and do you see them making the playoffs maybe?
Well, I really look forward to when they expand the playoff, and I think this is going to be – what year is it they're going to expand it to? Is it 8 teams?
Next year. 12 next year.
So 12 teams in 2024. I think that's going to be great. Penn State fans, they have a pretty high standard. Obviously, Joe Paterno, the legendary coach that was there for 50-plus years, he would have – in the 1980s, Leon, this is kind of a cool thing that people don't realize. The two big boys on the block were University of Miami and Penn State. Miami went to 4 national championships and won 3. Penn State went to 3 national championships and won 2. So they were kind of like the Georgias and Alabamas and Clemsons of that era. So that's sort of the bar that I think a lot of Penn State fans have, and Coach Franklin understands that. He's been able to make them a semi-elite team, but he hasn't been able to kind of push them up to that upper crust, in that top 4. But there's been a number of years that he has finished in the top 12. So, hey, you and I both know, Leon, and everybody knows that, hey, just get to the dance, and then it's anybody's guess. You get into the dance, and a couple of key things happen for you. You get a couple turnovers, and you never know what happens. So I think that's the standard that, fair or not, Penn State fans are holding Coach Franklin to, that he's going to get him to that level. I think that it'll be interesting when it does go to a 12-team playoff, but so far they've unfortunately struggled on the big stage in the conference against the top opponents. They've really struggled, in particular with Ohio State, who's really set themselves apart consistently anyway as being the elite team in the conference. And then last year, obviously, Michigan kind of came on and finally was able to beat Ohio State in that critical game at the end of their season to become, the elite of the conference last year. For the most part, they've done well against Michigan, but and they've kind of split most games. But at the same time, against Ohio State, they've really struggled. They failed to finish. A lot of times they'll have a lead in the fourth quarter or be neck and neck in the fourth quarter, but I'm just not sure that at this point right now they really believe. Ohio State kind of has their number a little bit, where when it comes down to crunch time, Ohio State just kind of feels confident, like, oh, we're going to put these guys away, and Penn State's just not sure. It's one of those things that, you have it happen year after year, and it can become a little bit of a mental thing.
Well, a little correction. We went to 5 and won 4.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I thought it was you went to 4 and won 3.
No, we went to 5 and won 4.
Oh, we'll have to fact check that then. I don't know.
Well, I went there, so I wouldn't know.
Fake news, fact checking, all this will be going on later.
I could have sworn as they went to 4 and they won 3, and then I know Penn State went to 3 and they won 2.
Mm-hmm.
One of them happened to be against the Miami Hurricanes.
Yeah, we know. Yeah.
I know. I will acknowledge that Penn State team athletically did not have any business being on the field with Miami, but unfortunately Miami committed 5 turnovers.
No, Miami didn't. Vinny did.
Vinny.
I know he did. And I talked to Vinny about that. He and I were Jets teammates, and Vinny, he wanted nothing to do with that game. He just wanted to forget that. Even 10 years into his pro career, he didn't even want to talk about that game.
It's like one of those that you wake up in the middle of the night and you know exactly why you woke up in the middle of the night type of game, no matter how many years later,
Vinny was a great college player, and he had an outstanding pro career as well. I don't know what it was, 20-plus years. Yeah. And he's one of the top, 5 to 10 passers in the NFL's history. People wouldn't even realize that, but there's always those games you want to forget. I'm sure for Vinny, I know for Vinny that's one of them.
And I hear he's golfing a lot, by the way, Kyle. Yeah. I hear he's in all the senior and amateur circuits here in Florida.
Well, here's the sad thing about Vinny Testaverde, right? He's one of the legends at the University of Miami, and every time I go down there to the suite, the Legend Suite, and I greet everybody. I see everybody in the Legend Suite. Every time I run up on Vinny, 5 interceptions just comes in my brain.
Can't get rid of it.
I can't get rid of it. I can't let it go. I'm sorry. And he's a great guy, absolutely great guy, one of the greatest guys you'll meet. But every time I see him, I'm like, Emmy, you do 5.
The haunted memories.
I tell you.
The haunted memories.
I tell you, I'm sure for Vinny, it's very haunted.
Yeah. Great catching up, man. Always appreciate your time. Life is good, right?
Absolutely, yeah, doing well. I'm actually in Pennsylvania right now. I got some family up here, and it's about 68 degrees, so it's a nice day. Got the kids at Hershey Park, and taking them to some camps. Actually, my son's going to do the Penn State's football camp on Saturday. My daughter's going to gymnastics camp up here later in the week. So anyway, I'm looking forward to getting back to Florida, but enjoying the cool weather up here.
That's good. Thanks, man. We appreciate your time and enjoy it up there.
Hey, no worries. Take care, guys.
All right. Kyle Brady, number 80.
And we are accepting your number 80s on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Who is the best number 80, regardless of sport, of all time? Text us at 641-1010. We got Gio coming up at 140. A little, what do we want to call it? A rain delay?
He was a testimonial delay, I think is what it was.
All right, that works. We could say that.
Yep.
We'll say hello to Dr. Gio, Dr. George Barry, coming up at 1:40, and do a little bit of fun stuff in between. This is XL Primetime.
Cruising with XL Primetime in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. Belly up to the bar and talk about your team.
You want to go where everybody knows your name.
Jacksonville's Sports Radio, 1010XL, where friends meet.
The Internal Revenue Service is reported to be receiving $80 billion in additional funding for the 2022 tax year for unpaid tax enforcement. There has never been a budget increase this large in the history of the IRS. All of this funding is for more revenue officers and collecting delinquent taxes. If you owe the IRS, you have a short time to get your tax issues resolved or face financial devastation. J. David Tax Law is right here in Jacksonville and provides tax relief for all personal payroll and sales tax problems. They've achieved thousands of successful outcomes for their clients, and that's why their reputation speaks for itself. If you have federal or state sales tax debt, do your research to see why J. David Tax Law is the most effective option to relieve your tax burden. Call J. David Tax Law at 904-507-4777. That's 904-507-4777 or at jdavidtaxlaw.com.
The Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute is now offering online scheduling for new patient appointments for all of their physicians. Simply schedule your appointment on your cell phone, tablet, or desktop. JOI is the first orthopedic practice in North Florida to offer this feature to patients. To schedule your appointment online, visit joi.net and click on the button at the top of the page. If you'll be using insurance, be sure and have your information handy. JOI, where the pros go.
Want a low down payment and a low monthly payment on your next ride? Then you've got to go to Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Mia here. Right now, you can buy a pre-owned 2019 Toyota Corolla for just $1,000 down and $288 a month. Or you choose a pre-owned 2020 Camry, RAV4, or Tacoma for just $1,000 down and $388 a month. With over 400 used in stock plus more than 100 vehicles under $18,000, don't wait. 10939 Atlantic Boulevard and online at arlingtontoyota.com.
He thinks he knows what he's talking about.
Of course.
Find out if he does.
Is there anything else we need to know?
Catch CBS Sports senior NFL writer Pete Prisco every Friday afternoon on The Franchi Show. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
You will love your new custom windows and doors from Renewal by Anderson. For a limited time, get 20% off windows, patio doors, and installation. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. Enjoy the beauty and quality that only Renewal by Anderson offers. This offer expires June 30th and restrictions apply. Renewal by Anderson, the official window and door replacement partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit rbafla.com.
License number CGC 1527613. When getting the job done right is job one, you need construction equipment that's built right. From compact track loaders to the world's #1 selling compact excavator, the Kubota construction lineup features durable Kubota engines, more comfort, and the versatility to do it all and do it right. Visit Coastal Equipment today and go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Coastal Equipment.
Coastal Equipment on New Kings Road and in McClenny.
'Tis the season to be cool. Florida Home AC wants to make sure you're not cooked like a Christmas goose this summer. Make sure your AC unit is ready for the heat, and if it's time to look at replacement, look for quality and value. You'll get that from Florida Home AC. And right now, take advantage of $1,750 off a brand new heating and AC unit. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com for all the details and trust a company that will always keep you cool. Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars.
Life a little expensive right now? If you need cash, Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach is ready to buy. Gold, silver coins, and flatware, guitars and guns. Beaches Jewelry and Pawn wants to buy them. See Chuck and get extra cash only at Beaches Jewelry and Pawn.
I switched to Boost Mobile and got a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone. Want to know the best part?
It was free?
Nope.
The fact that it's on America's largest 5G networks?
Nope. It's the ding.
Oh yeah, love the ding.
Right? It's all about the ding. It's the dingarooski, the dingaroner, the ring-a-ding-ding.
Unleash your power to save with Boost. Get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone when you switch. Boost Mobile. Unleash your power.
And the ding.
Limited time offer. New customers only. Available on select networks. 5G not available everywhere. One device per line. Tax excluded. Additional restrictions apply. See your local Boost Mobile store for details.
Summer Nights, presented by 1-to-1 Financial, is an evening affair benefiting Boys and Girls Clubs of Northeast Florida. Saturday, August 26th. Enjoy an evening at the beautiful Glass Factory as you sip premium cocktails. Dance the night away with live swing music from Bold City Classics. Taste delicious dishes from local restaurants and win exciting auction packages. For details and tickets, go to tinyurl.com/2023 Summer Nights.
Exciting news from Woody's Barbecue. Backed by overwhelming demand, Woody's presents their all-you-can-eat chicken special every Sunday with all the trimmings, just $12.49.
At Woody's Barbecue, it's what we do. Let's eat. 1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Career and goal indeed, and it's Jerry Rice. And Jerry Rice works the stumble, scores the 125th touchdown of his career. 2 years ago, it's overturned, I think.
Not so sure.
Here's the reverse, Jerry Rice. And Jerry Rice trying to tie.
Does it?
Jim Brown touchdown.
He does it. Well, what do you think of that?
And they're going to go his way. Good call, Dan. I wouldn't have thought they would do it. And it was Lewis with the coverage, but Jerry Rice is just unstoppable.
This is XL Primetime, protected by Preferred Roofing on 1010XL.
You go 80 days till the Jags kick off, and the best 80s headliner right there. My buddy Nate Dogg down in SoFlo, he's like, come on, man. Jerry Rice. And I'm like, oh, yeah, we ain't missing out on him. He is the best number 80, if not one of
the GOAT.
Yeah, if not, you
best
put him.
Well,
he's
maybe
the GOAT
the
when it
best
comes to wide
football
receiver.
player of all time.
But maybe the best player of all time.
Close.
Him and LT would probably be in that conversation.
Yeah.
There might be a couple of others you would throw up there. Tommy, I suppose, would be in that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But Jerry Rice, he was the man. I don't do like run up to people and try and do selfies, but I did one with him at the Hall of Fame, and it was pretty cool. And it was basically beard on beard love, and he recognized mine, I recognized his, and
Real recognized real.
Game recognized game.
Yeah.
That's what it was for. I told him, and he was cool with it. But
we do have about one of the other all-time greats, unfortunately.
That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Dion. So we've talked about his health issues for a while now, but this is even worse. Pat McAfee show reporting that Colorado head coach Deion Sanders is set to undergo emergency surgery tomorrow for a blood clot in his groin.
Oh. So it has nothing to do, I wouldn't think then, with the foot.
I think it's all related.
Yeah, it's all related because his foot. The reason he's getting his foot might have to have his foot amputated because he's not getting proper blood flow.
Yeah, it's all circulation down there, and we'll ask Gio about it. But that's the most crippling part of anything down there. And remember, Coach has told us before, turf toe is what started the problem with Dion. And then you just go through all the things he went through. And what was it, frostbite?
He had two toes amputated, and when he had the toes amputated, both toes affected two critical arteries going to the foot.
Mm-hmm.
That's what his surgeon told him.
Yeah.
So that's why he may need to have his foot amputated now. This, I'm sure, has something to do with that circulation.
I would hope so. Hopefully that's the only issue he's got going on.
Yeah, I mean, could this effectively keep him from coaching?
I guess it depends the severity of it.
If you lose a leg, how could it not?
Yeah, Hugh Freeze,
coach, it could affect him, yes.
from a hospital bed in a press box.
Yeah. But would it make him call it quits? I don't know. Like, he has money, he doesn't need to do it.
Well, listen, I don't think he's going to quit, but I'm just thinking that, maybe he's going to be a coach from the booth or won't be on the field or something. I can't see. This is my assessment. I don't know Deion's family or whatever that he's dealing with and how he would deal with it. I don't see Deion saying, okay, I'm not going to coach. I'm not going to be the head coach.
I'm sure with technology they could give him something where he would be able to stand.
No, it's not what you think either. And George will probably explain this. It's not necessarily the surgery. It's the healing from it. Like it's an open wound. So it has to heal on its own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can't like put sutures on it because it can get infected. So it literally has to heal on its own. It's weird because my father-in-law went through this. It's bad, is what it is. And so I don't know how difficult his is,
right.
But it's not good. George will probably be able to explain it better than I can.
But like I think you said just two totally separate things, just as far as the clot now.
That's what I'm wondering, if they
Is
are at all related.
Is it
I don't see how they couldn't be related.
Right,
actually.
I agree. But at the very least, we are talking about two different major areas of the body.
But we're not even going down this road yet. All I'm saying is if worst case scenario, and he had to lose his leg, I guarantee you he would get a prosthetic and coach. There's no way he's not coaching.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, and it may originally what it was first reported was that if there was serious discussion about amputation, it would just be a foot.
Right.
Okay, so
just a foot. Right.
Yeah, and so anyway, we'll see where it goes, but still,
he can get a prosthetic for that.
Yeah,
too, right?
exactly.
Right.
Definitely could.
While we're on the subject of surgeries, another bit of a that, but we won't hit it quite as a that. Dick Vitale, the only Dickie V, says he must undergo 2 additional vocal cord surgeries this summer after his throat cancer battle and all the other surgeries he went through in the last year. So we are thinking of Dickie V and Dion with their impending surgeries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I met him about 3 or 4 years ago. I think his daughter goes to North. That's when Miami played Notre Dame down in Miami, and was at a sports bar up the way or whatever. Because I think his daughter went down there. Talking about somebody infectious.
Right.
Oh, just full of energy. You know.
Everybody
I was in awe of him seeing Dickie V when I saw him at the sports bar.
Well, we're talking boundless and endless.
Oh yeah,
is what it is.
Plus, he's everybody's friend. Too.
Mm-hmm.
You could just meet him. He is
Yeah, like
friend.
he's at Rays games, or at least he used to be at Rays games all the time, and people would always come up to him, and he's just a friendly dude.
Yeah. He takes pictures. He tweets them out. I love when he does his videos. He has his wife hold his iPhone, and he does daily inspirational videos on Twitter. That was the good old days of the Twitter machine.
Yeah, and look, you start talking about some of the guys that are hard to replace just from a visibility and personality point of view. He and Corso, kind of tough guys to replace when it comes to personality.
Well, you know who's replacing Corso?
Yeah, McAfee.
It's gonna be McAfee.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm just saying, that emblem of a fun coach. Like McAfee is replacing him, but he's a totally different person.
Although we haven't heard anything about Corso this year either.
No,
and it's already we're in late June right now. It's not a good thing.
Yeah, they won't let that come out until
if that's the reality. Yeah, it won't be out till August.
Right before.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's a shame. All right, Gio coming up. So we will ask him about Dion and what is going on, because that is pretty darn serious. But some of the tweets that we saw, thumbs up from Dion, all sorts of positivity.
A couple other number 80s on the text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Chris Carter, a couple of you guys say he was a better 80 than Rice. That's interesting.
What?
Jerry Rice might be the best player in the history of the NFL. Are you kidding me?
Yes. Apparently, according to 5506 in the Og Dog, if Carter played with Young in Montana, he would have had the same numbers. Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
You
Steve
can put that argument up there. That's fine. That you can.
Whatever helps you sleep at night.
Yeah. Steve Largent and Kellen Winslow also on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Keep those number 80s coming as we count down to the Jags opener. Gio joins us next on XL Primetime.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL. The summer.
It's summer. It's summer. It's summer
of 1010XL.
It's summer. It's raining. You got to worry about it if you've got a leaky roof, and it can happen. And look, roofs take on a lot of wear and tear, aging, and those shingles ain't what they used to be. You need to think about a new roof. PreferredRoofingJacks.com. They come in, they take a look and say, here's what we're looking at. We might be able to patch and fix and extend the life of it, or we got to look at the reality of replacing it. They can give you all the information and make sure that quality is right there when it comes to the job itself. That's what you want, something to last. So make sure you get in touch with them if you need a new roof. PreferredRoofingJacks.com. And don't forget, remodels, new, whatever it might be, PreferredBuildersJacks.com.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm dedicated to helping businesses manage risk, maximize opportunities, and move their company forward. Jimerson Burr attorneys are business-oriented lawyers, equally comfortable as community leaders, private transaction counselors, or courtroom advocates. If you have a legal issue of any kind affecting your business, contact the firm at 389-0050 or jimersonfirm.com.
Sports injuries are a common issue for both adults and children. Dr. George Barry here, and as a specialist in orthopedic care, the team at Barry Orthopedics and Sports Medicine here in Jacksonville provides comprehensive diagnosis and treatment of all types of sports injuries. With additional training in sports medicine and more than 30 years of experience, the team is available to care for your entire family and help you have fun and stay active. Visit us today at BarryOrthopedics.com.
And don't forget to check out Breaking Bones Sunday morning, 7:30 on 1010XL.
This is Coach Ellen Darley of Darley's Plumbing with my thoughts about the new rules in baseball. I won't miss the infield shift, and bigger bases are nice, but I'm most excited about the new pitch timer. That should speed up the game, but could also lead to more balks, especially since there's at least 13 different ways a pitcher can balk. And if you're balking at the high cost of good plumbing work, call my team at Darley's Plumbing, where quality counts. We're online at darleysplumbing.com. License number CFC 056702.
It's time to fire up the grill. Houston's Meat Specials of the Week. 10 pounds of fresh jumbo chicken wings, only $12.95. 2-pack pork spare ribs, only $1.99 a pound. And whole T-bone steaks at $5.95 a pound. Only at Houston's Meats, Main Street and 295.
Weekends were made for sports, and I'll tell you my take on this weekend's best options. Pick it here. Watch for Weekend with Dan on YouTube and Facebook. Weekend with Dan is brought to you by Stone Core. We do outdoors better.
The Big Deal lineup is back at Sonny's Barbecue. And now, there's bacon. Introducing the new candied bacon burger, chicken sandwich, and fried green tomato BLT. All topped with bacon that's coated and crisped in our sweet and spicy rub. Each served with a side and drink starting at $9.99 for a limited time. Or add candied bacon to any sandwich for just $2. Come get a Big Deal combo today at Sonny's Barbecue. Local pit masters since '68.
Are you drowning in credit card debt? Want to get cash out of your home's equity? Loan Pronto can now do it in less than a week. Hey, it's Prosser here, and that's right. Loan Pronto's Equity Express line of credit just got even faster. You can get $50,000, $100,000, or even $200,000 in as little as 5 days. And you don't even have to touch your primary mortgage, so you can keep that 3% rate intact. Just get the money you need and pay off all those credit cards, or get that home improvement project started. With this revolutionary program, you can access up to 90% of your home's value, and in most cases, there's no appraisal. Stop paying insane interest rates to the credit card companies and get tens or even hundreds of thousands in cash in as little as 5 days. Call Loan Pronto now for the even faster Equity Express line. 904-999-1508. LoanPronto.com or 904-999-1508. That's 904-999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
Hey guys, I'm Daniel Heilman from the brand new Fourscore Golf Tavern. We do elevated food, drinks, and golf simulator fun. If you're looking for a delicious meal or maybe a spot for a client, we have lunch specials every day. Need to entertain a few people from out of town? Easy. Just reserve one of our 4 simulator bays. Lunch service starts at 11 a.m. daily. Located in San Marcos Square, we'll see you at lunch at Fourscore Golf Tavern.
Servicing every customer like they're famous. But what does that mean for you? It comes down to the famous philosophy. You'll find a consistency at all 20 locations in friendly service, honest pricing, and realistic time expectations. They know when you find someone you trust to maintain your vehicle, keep it running right, and lasting longer, you'll stick with them. And that's the famous philosophy at Famous Automotive in Quick Lube. Ask about a fleet account for your business.
74.3% of those that own a home security system indicate that their security system and products make them feel safe. Because security cameras give you peace of mind. Denny Thompson here. Let Tyson Sound and Security assess your home security needs and keep the bad guys out so you can have full peace of mind too. While you're at it, ask them how they can help lower your home insurance payments. Visit TysonSoundandSecurity.com. Tyson Sound and Security, security and automation experts.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Our next guest is not affiliated with the NFL or Jacksonville Jaguars.
Discussion of injuries is solely based on opinion.
Now, the Barry Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Injury Breakdown.
I'm coming in hot.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing Joe, what type of shoes he's rocking, what kicks he's got on, color of the scrubs are, all that stuff when he comes in studio. But busy man.
Yeah, what are you wearing?
We don't care. We don't care now. He's a busy man. He's on the phone, and we're going to talk injuries with him. Gio, how are you, man?
Good. How are you guys?
We're doing good, man. We're doing good. Although Deion Sanders is not doing great. Did you take a look at what we sent you? And let's start there because that was the biggest story. And we're talking about something that's pretty darn serious. And we were trying to find out whether one was related to the other in terms of a blood clot and what's going on with his foot.
Yeah, so he has a blood clot in his thigh, which is actually pretty bad because blood clots below the knee aren't very dangerous, but when they get above the knee, they become more dangerous. You can get a blood clot for many reasons, flying on a long plane ride, long car ride. You can have a genetic disorder, a trauma, cancer, all that stuff can cause blood clots. Now, he's also diabetic, has neuropathies, had a couple of toes amputated. Kind of separate because the diabetes kind of kills your nerves, so then you can't feel anything, and it does diminish the blood flow to the vessels in the feet. The feet have a very poor blood supply to begin with. It also doesn't allow you to heal very well. So what happens with diabetics and neuropathies, they get a cut or some injury on their foot, they don't feel it. You can have a infection that kind of rages on. You have no idea until it's too late, and then you get your toes cut off because you just can't feel anything. But, I don't know. It seems like he travels a lot being a coach for the football team, I'm sure. Maybe he's doing a lot of recruiting. But that can be a big reason of why you get a blood clot. There's this, they used to call it economy class syndrome because people who sit in economy class, in theory, would get it because they have no space to move their legs and they're sedentary the whole time. But there's like I mentioned, there's a plethora of reasons you can have a blood clot.
So George, if he has to have it cut, if his leg has to be cut to have the surgery, if I remember this correctly, the problem really isn't the clot; it's the healing of the leg, right? Because you can't suture it, right? It's got to heal on its own.
So, to my understanding, them talking about removing his foot, and I remember reading this about a couple weeks ago, was one thing, and now he's having an emergency surgery for a blood clot. So I think they're two separate things. I don't think they're mentioning cutting off his leg for the blood clot. For the blood clot, they go in there and they kind of try to remove it if it's big and if it's big and dangerous, which his seems to be. Him cutting off his toes is more for the fact that probably, and I don't know his situation, but probably because he keeps getting infections in his feet that he can't take care of, or not that he can't take care of, but it's just not healing. He has these chronic wounds, chronic ulcers, which is very common in diabetics. And sometimes just to save the leg, you have to do a below-knee amputation so it doesn't continue on.
Let's stay on the toe front and talk about another famous toe in sports, Dr. Bari, and that is one Aaron Judge, who received a PRP injection in his toe last Thursday, per manager Aaron Boone. There is, quote, a second ligament that has been bothering him. Still no timetable for his return. Again, this is after he crashed into the bullpen in that weird concrete wall at Dodger Stadium.
Nothing's weird at Dodger Stadium.
Yeah, about 3 weeks ago now, Josie? And he's still out. I see some Twitter doctors online suggesting he won't be back until after the All-Star break. What would you assess, since we really don't know a ton about what this injury actually is?
It's a good question. I mean, they're very vague about it. He had a PRP shot, and he was on a 10-day, and obviously past the 10 days. It seems like they're kind of downplaying it. They mentioned it almost like a turf toe, but I don't know what they mean by it's the second ligament that's injured. But it seems like, if I had to guess, there's something in there that's torn, that's not healing the way that they want it to heal. And at this point, he's struggling obviously much more than they thought because they only put him on the 10 days. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens to him.
We got our Bari breakdown with Dr. George Bari, fellowship trained under the renowned Dr. James Andrews, and part of Bari Orthopedics right here on the First Coast. If you have a joint pain, joint injury question, you can hit the text line designed by Lifetime and closes at 641-1010. We'll try and sneak it in with Gio or get it on our Breaking Bones show Sunday morning at 7:30. I wanted to ask you, since the draft is tonight, and you and I talked about this. In fact, it probably was all of us on XL Primetime. The big French. He's the number one overall pick. He's 7'3", 7'4". I don't know how French tape measures work, but they can't completely verify his height right now. But they said that he had a fibula stress fracture and I think I have this right as a radio doctor, a psoas injury. What is that?
A what injury?
A PSOAS injury.
Oh, psoas.
Yeah, whatever.
The P is silent. It's like P pneumonia.
Uh-huh.
Psoas is a muscle in your hip. It's actually a big muscle that runs deep in your hip. It sits down in your pelvis and kind of attaches to what we call the lesser trochanter, which is in your femur. It's a deep muscle. It's very tough to get to. It's actually, if you ever see, they sell this stuff online, and sometimes you see them on TV, kind of the devices that you lay on and it pokes deep into your hip to get that deep muscle that you just can't stretch. That would be your psoas. It's a very deep muscle. So he has an injury of that. It's just the problem with those is they're tough to get to. They're tough to stretch. They're tough to massage out because they're so deep and it's so hard to stretch it for that psoas. But he should be okay. I don't think anything bad is going to come out of that.
So if you can't get to it, then what do you do? What are your options?
Yeah, it's not that you can't get to it. It's just that it's difficult to do. You want to stretch your hamstring. It's very easy. It's right there. You just extend your leg and you're stretching it. The psoas is a little bit more difficult to get to directly. The stretches are much more difficult to do, and they do have these devices that you can lay on or you can push on that you put kind of right around your ASIS, which is the anterior part of the hip, and push down, and it will get deep into that area.
All right, I got one more for you, and I shot it to you, and I want to make sure that we give this the justice it deserves. But this is apparently on The Price is Right, and this dude was celebrating winning something on The Price is Right.
No way. So
he starts jumping up and down, right?
Martin Gramatica.
Yes, this
he
was
starts
funny.
jumping up and down, and he dislocates his shoulder. And I shot the video. I'll shoot it to the group here, but I shot the video to Gio. And he had to get his wife to come in and take over for him. What in the world?
She had to pinch hit for the rest of the way.
Yes.
The Price is Right.
Yes.
And they allowed it.
I guess so.
Wow.
They've really lost their touch since
She rolled.
took over.
She spun a 95.
Yeah, she spun a 95.
95
Wow.
cents. I saw the video.
Yeah.
And number one, he didn't look that worried, which
Uh-huh.
is interesting, right? Normally, when you dislocate your shoulder, you're in freak out mode because it's something that you've never felt before. It doesn't feel right. You can't move your whole arm. So, and number two, someone who dislocates their shoulder jumping up and down has had this happen before. A normal person doesn't dislocate their shoulder doing that.
Right.
And he did not seem shocked. So I've had plenty of people like this. They're called chronic dislocators. People who dislocate after one or two times, they become very easily dislocatable. I've had people go to grab their seatbelt and their shoulder dislocates. People just go reach up to say hi. So it's common in people who have chronic dislocation. He's probably dislocated 5, 6, 7 times. 100% needs a surgery. There's nothing that's going to fix that. It's what I mentioned is, your joint is surrounded by saran wrap. Once you stretch that saran wrap, sometimes it doesn't go back to what it's supposed to be. And now that joint is loose. And someone needs to go in there, what we call placate it, or just take it and tighten it up.
All right, let's get to a couple off the text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. I appreciate this one because, I don't know, I apparently started feeling a similar pain last week, at least per Bo Valentine. Bush Drive Rich wants to know, Doc, where's a good place in town you can get a good foot massage for plantar issues, that plantar fasciitis? I know it creeps up on everybody this time of year.
A good foot massage. I don't know a certain place. I mean, therapists can help. I don't know. Joe may know the good places that give massages.
Easy, Gio.
Other than that, I think any therapy place would do a good job. But I honestly don't know a specific place just for feet, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. And it's just simple pain. The one thing that I'll tell you that Doc passed on to Annie, our oldest, that frozen bottle. So pass that on real quick because that's important.
Yeah. So for plantar fasciitis, the stretches are you have to stretch your Achilles. So you have to do it with your knee straight and your knee bent. And the big thing is massaging and stretching that plantar fascia. So you can take a golf ball, you can take a frozen water bottle, and go barefoot and just rub the bottom of your foot with that frozen water bottle. It really helps kind of stretch it and break up some of that tissue to help relieve some of that pain.
All right, Doc, good stuff. As always, Breaking Bones Sunday morning, 7:30. Make sure you check it out. You can hit us with a question, and we'll try and get it on there. Or you can check out the podcast. They can find it all over the place, right?
Yep, Apple, Google, and Spotify, and on 1010XL website.
And then don't forget on the Instagram, Dr.
Dr. George Barry.
You're the man. Talk to you later.
All right, guys. Thanks.
All right, Sunday morning, 7:30, ready to rock and roll. The guy's just always working. Big Surse, I was looking over at Big Surse. I was showing him this person dislocated. I was going to try and get Surse to ask him about this dislocated shoulder. And he just looked at me like.
Oh, that's what you were telling me.
Yeah.
Dislocated. No. I've never experienced a dislocation. All the other stuff I have.
You got distracted by the guest in the.
Oh, I know. Listen, he's in the green room.
We thought he was going to be calling in, but you listeners, you viewers on the YouTube channel, you're in for a surprise.
There's a hiker sighting.
Yeah. We were going to try and do it while Big Surse was here, but we at least needed to make sure that you put his hands on him before you leave. So as you head out, put your hands on him. Okay? Just give him the hands.
No. He took the hands a couple of years back. Took it like a man.
Remember that in the past?
Took it like a man.
Right, he wore the pads.
He wore the pads.
Yeah.
But you said you only gave him 30%.
I gave him 40%, but he still took it. Yeah.
We're all man's men.
I would love to have seen 100%.
Here's what I want to know. Leon, do we think Hacker has any bachelor party advice for JJ?
Oh, I'm sure he has. Yeah. Absolutely. You know, when he used to roam free and doing the beaches, I'm sure Hacker has some
ripping and roaring. Is that what you call it?
Ripping and roaring, man. Yeah.
What was it? Dragon Hunt or
Slayer?
Dragon Slayer.
But he would say he was ripping and roaring or something.
Yeah, boy, I can only.
Running and ripping.
Running and
Come
ripping.
on,
That's
man.
it.
Get it right.
Sorry about that.
You get to enjoy this one, all right?
Yep.
Enjoy the rest of the afternoon, too.
I will.
All right, Big Surse heads out at Leon Searcy Jr. 1. Yeah, we're going to talk draft and other things as Hack pops in. He's going to be on the Frangie Show, too, so this is the perfect time for him to promote this coming up. It's XL Primetime.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. Now, Studio Talk with Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser.
Did you just make a joke?
The Drill.
You did.
Mornings
Not a great joke, but you made a joke.
on 1010XL.
That constitutes a sense of humor. You do. You have one.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. We're your local family jeweler for 46 years in Jacksonville with a huge selection of diamonds, gemstones, and pre-owned Rolex watches. And Monahan Jewelers is your store for expert jewelry repair turned around in 1 or 2 days. Most jewelry stores take 2 weeks or more, and many stores send your jewelry somewhere else for repair. At Monahan Jewelers, our jewelry repair is done in-house by expert craftsmen, and Monahans can turn around most repairs in a day or two. So bring your jewelry repair to Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Hey, Matt Hayes here. Are you suffering with chronic pain and are simply looking for the tools to end your pain and allow you to do the things you want to do? Then search no further. The YAS method for pain-free movement establishes the cause of pain and has found in 98% of the cases that the cause is muscular. With 3 to 4 specialized strength training exercises that you perform and are taught to do on your own, you will end your pain and reclaim your life. No surgery, no pills, no needles. Call Dr. Yas. 904-906-YASS or schedule online at livewithoutpains.com and listen to the Pain Free Living Hour with Dr. Yas Sundays at 10 a.m. on 1010XL.
Did you know that all graduates of Local 234's apprenticeship program are licensed journeymen? That means all plumbers, pipe fitters, welders, and HVAC techs will have hundreds of hours of experience and have passed the Jacksonville City Licensed Journeyman exam. They're the best trained and safest skilled tradespeople in the industry. Don't leave yourself exposed to inadequate workmanship or even danger. Always hire a licensed journeyman. Local 234. Make the right connection. Equal opportunity employer.
Summer is here, so while you're at the beach or on your bike, head on down to Sliders Oyster Bar in Neptune Beach, where you'll find the absolute freshest seafood in all of the 904. The biggest shrimp, the saltiest oysters, the freshest fish, all here at our newly renovated restaurant in Neptune Beach. Fresh seafood delivered daily by Safe Harbor, straight from the boat to your plate. Unique oyster specials daily, along with mixed cocktails from the bar. Come enjoy this beach vibe. Sliders Oyster Bar in Neptune Beach, locally owned by Safe Harbor Seafood.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Run to the Jacksonville Sharks for their fight against the Carolina Cobras this Monday, June 26th at the VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. With tickets as low as $15, you can't find this kind of affordable fun anywhere else. The Force will be with you. It's Sharks Star Wars Night. Kids 6 to 16, sign up for our youth football camp. Learn drills and skills from coaches and players. Shark Tank this Monday, June 26th, 7 o'clock at the VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Call 904-621-0700 or go to jacksharks.com and don't forget your lightsaber.
Northeast Florida's highest-rated residential home electrical contractor is American Electrical, providing unsurpassed quality in Duval, St. Johns, Clay, and Nassau counties. No matter your electrical problem or project, large or small, American Electrical will get it done at a price that's right. High-quality electrician, that's who they are. Trust a company that's been on the First Coast for decades, proudly serving the community while being a big part of the community. Call American Electrical for all your electric needs at 737-7770. Wired right at a fair price.
This is Hayes Carline for QC Kinetics. Remember when you were going to get that pain fixed this year? Well, the year is almost halfway over. If you're still dealing with that pain, enough is enough. Pills are not the answer. Surgery is not the answer. You need to call QC Kinetics today at 904-274-5522. Set up a free consultation in Mandarin or Ponte Vedra. The advanced regenerative medicine solutions at QC Kinetics can give you a life without chronic joint pain. You can do all those summer activities you love. How do they do it? By taking healing properties from your own body and applying them right into your achy joint. Your tissue can be repaired and restored naturally. You can have life-changing results without drugs, surgery, or downtime. If you have pain in your knees, back, shoulders, hips, enough is enough. Call QC Kinetics now, 904-274-5522. That's 274-5522.
Time now for a medical recap. A health and wellness tip from Jaguars head team physician Dr. Kevin Kaplan.
Regular strength training is key to maintaining muscle mass. Like muscle building, you need to stress the muscle to maintain strength. This means lifting enough weight and doing enough reps to the point where it's too hard to do one more. Yoga and Pilates are also lower impact muscle building workouts that help maintain lean body mass and improve flexibility. Let's get moving, Jacksonville.
The promotions are kicking off the summer heat in June, and we're paying out over $575,000 this month. Catch all the action from early bird high hands at Best Bet Orange Park to $500 Fridays and Table Super Share Tuesdays at Best Bet Jacksonville. And don't miss out on daily tournaments, including the inaugural Best Bet Summer Swing Series from June 1st through 25th. Visit bestbetjacks.com for more details. That's bestbetjacks.com.
This is Keith Catlin for Catlin Truck Accessories, and we are so blessed to be in business for over 100 years. Over 100 years of the best product and customer service means you can count on Catlin. From roll and lock bed covers to Lear toppers to cam locker toolboxes, Catlin Truck Accessories has you covered when it comes to your truck or van. We do those too. Got a fleet of vehicles? We can outfit them all.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
One name, one location, 100 years. You can count on Catlin.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update. I'm Taylor Dahl for 1010XL. The Jaguars announced they will celebrate the future of the NFL and continue their mission to grow the game of football by hosting 3 local Nike 11-on tournaments from June 24th to June 27th. More than 1,000 high school athletes will participate. Visit Jaguars.com for more information. And the NFL released next-gen stats on the top 10 coverage players of 2022. 2 Jags land on the list. Tyson Campbell ranked 4th, and Darius Williams lands 9th on that list. Players who qualify needed a minimum of 300 coverage snaps and 40 targets as the nearest defender, plus a catch rate allowed below expectation. It's 81 degrees at 2 o'clock. Time and temper brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
You hear that awesome Modelo music? Modelo moment coming up before we are done, but that right there is your cue to get registered for UFC Fight Night. It is Saturday, noon at the arena, and Modelo hooking you up with a chance to go see it in style. And we've got qualifiers today and tomorrow, along with some from yesterday, and you will have a chance to win those UFC Fight Night tickets courtesy of Modella. So JJ answering those phones. But I got to remember, I'm glad he played this because this takes me down memory lane. This was the final show that this man was on, and he even had a mayoral send-off because Marilyn and Curry came rolling up, and Matty the Modella Man. We were all there. As I look to my right, and I see Hack taking us.
There were some tears, too.
Oh, he cried. He cried like a
It was
baby.
an emotional moment. Yeah.
It was emotional.
I was really saddened to leave Matt Hayes and our nice talks we used to have every afternoon here from noon to 3.
And then Mia's been.
I'm just sad that I was actually, speaking of bachelorette and bachelor parties, I was at a bachelorette party that Friday in Arizona, so I did not get to witness hear this.
She's had to endure some of the hacker comparisons, and I don't know where they come from, but they do.
Well, you get ripped on the text line mercilessly like I do.
Oh, yeah.
Is that the comparison we're talking about here?
Well, also, Matt tried to let's set the record straight on this one. I went to Harry Potter World, Universal and Islands of Adventure on Saturday, to which Matt was like, oh, my God, such a hacker move. There's a big difference.
Yeah.
And I love Disney, but there's a big difference between Disney and Universal.
But you would
explain.
go to Universal, though.
Oh, I worked at Nickelodeon back in the day for a couple of summers, which was part of Universal until they moved everything to L.A. Yeah. I used to slime kids when I was 16, 17 years old. If I would not be in the wonderful world of sports radio, I might have actually pursued Nickelodeon or Universal Studios as a line of work. Yeah.
All right, now Hacker After Dark is sliding up today. So he's in the Frangie slot with Lauren Brooks. So we want to talk mock, and this is the time of year where you also sweat out a lottery pick, which you did not get what you wanted out of the lottery.
Well, we were due. I mean, after Paolo Banchero last year, I can't really complain.
Exactly. So what do you think will happen? And this is, after the big French is taken number one and those stinking San Antonio Spurs get better.
Well, first off, I mean, I've seen tape of him. I've watched a couple of games on ESPN. I have not watched a lot of French League basketball, but my gracious, when you have guys like Jay Billis coming out and saying he might be the best prospect in the history of team sports. I mean, the history of team sports.
That's hyperbole,
NFL, bro. NHL, NBA, you name it. I'm like, wow, I can't wait to see this guy. Unfortunately, he gets stuck in San Antonio. Not exactly a big media frenzy there. But as far as Orlando goes tonight, look, it'll be a big night. You got two really good young players in Franz Wagner, Paulo Banchero. You have two additional lottery picks tonight, number 6 and number 11. So, yeah, I really like the way the Magic are going. And, boy, that Vucevic trade to Chicago, the Magic just fleeced them. That ended up being Wendell Carter, Franz Wagner, and number 11 tonight for Nick Vucevic. So that was a major, major win by the Magic in that trade.
You were all over Banchero, but you originally wanted Smith.
I wanted Smith. Banchero turned out to be much more than I ever imagined him to be. He's going to be an all-star. Franz Wagner's probably going to be an all-star. Yeah. So Orlando's in very good shape already, and you had 2 additional lottery picks, and they have the 4th most salary cap room in the NBA this offseason. If they want to, they could sign 1 or 2 pretty big-name free agents. So times are finally beginning to turn, it appears, in Orlando, Florida.
Let me ask, Hack, because I saw this headline, and this is tremendous writing by the folks at SB Nation. This is from yesterday. The Mavericks work out Dick ahead of possible, you guessed it, pick at number 10. They, of course, are referring to Grady Dick, who, in talking to some folks who cover the Magic on a weekly, daily basis over the weekend, they said they believe he could be a target for them at that number 12 spot. And obviously, we all know him from being a freshman sensation at Kansas.
I talked to Mark Wise of the ESPN family of networks. He's actually, we're going to play that on the Frangie show later on today. And he told me all I needed to know. He could potentially be Tyler Hero. And if he's Tyler Hero, I will gladly take that. Now, he's not Tyler Hero now. He's Tyler Hero when Hero was coming out of college, obviously. But Grady Dick is probably the best shooter in this draft. Orlando was 25th in the NBA in three-point percentages last year, so they need some shooting. So if Grady Dick is there at number 11, again, I don't know a lot about him. I did not watch a lot of Kansas basketball, but if he gets the Tyler Hero comparison from a guy like Mark Wise, that's good enough for me. I'd love to have him as a member of the Magic.
We're talking with Hack. Hack will be on Hacker After Dark, sliding up into the Frangie slot with Lauren Brooks this afternoon at 3 o'clock. So we're talking NBA because you're one of the diehards. You and JJ, and gosh, I don't know who I would put. Pross, I might put Pross third as far as an NBA fan. But anyway, you guys are up there. I feel like when you have the players that are coming out of the SEC, you got Alabama, you got Arkansas, you got the kid from Houston. There's enough good talent that are one and done, even though Brandon Miller is just in and out of our college basketball world. It's cool to see that type of talent coming into the NBA this year.
No, it is, but it's interesting because 4 of the top probably 6 picks skipped college entirely. You know, Wembanyama obviously never played because he was in France. Scoot Henderson and the Thompson twins never went to college. They played in the G League. So that's a trend that I hope doesn't continue, although I can't fault those kids for making a payday. Although with NIL now, we'll see how that goes. But no, Brandon Miller will probably be the first guy that went to college that gets drafted tonight. And people you talk to around the league, GMs are fine with him. Obviously, he had some serious off-the-court rumblings about him at Alabama, but people have done their due diligence. Cam Whitmore's a kid from Villanova that people really like. So, yeah, there'll be some college guys drafted pretty high, but I think an overwhelming majority of the top 5 are guys that never step foot on a college basketball court.
And what's you're a big fantasy draft guy. What's your fantasy right now for the Magic with these 2 picks? Do you trade one? Because there's a lot of talk in Orlando about trading one of the 2.
Yeah, see, here's the thing, and people laugh at me about this that follow the NBA, but I'll stand by it. I'm not saying they're the best, but if you take 25 years old or younger, a core 4, right? We talked about the Jaguar core 5. I think ESPN did that earlier this week. Take it to the NBA, a core 4. Wendell Carter, Markelle Fultz, Paulo Banchero, and Franz Wagner are all 25 years old or younger. Of those 4 guys, there's not a lot of teams that have 4 better players 25 years or younger. So do you want to add 2 more lottery picks to that? Or do you want to maybe trade a lottery pick or 2 for an established veteran? I mean, how much younger can you really get if you're Orlando? So I think they are doing their due diligence, talking trades, particularly for that 11 pick. But if they end up taking both picks tonight, I'm not going to complain about that. But I would like them. I'm happy with 19 and 20-year-olds. I'd like to see maybe a 27 or a 28-year-old.
Like who? Like who can you get with one of those picks, you think?
Because also you have to bear in mind, too, the holes on this roster. It's pretty much like backup center because Carter really hasn't played a full season, let alone a full game. He's only averaging, 22 minutes a game or something like that.
We don't know about Mo Wagner. He's a free agent. Mo Wagner's he's really a 4 that was playing a 5.
Correct. So that's really the only hole on the roster, and that's part of it, too, as you're trying to manage it.
Yeah, you're seeing Gary Trent Jr. is a guy in Toronto that just opted in, which was weird because people thought he was going to go to Orlando. Orlando was really interested in him with the rumors. Max Strus from Miami is another guy. It would be guys along those lines. If Orlando stands pat this year, potentially they could have 2 max contracts next year in free agency with that new CBA. So there's talk, if you're Orlando, do you draft the lottery guys tonight, have another really young team, and then have 2 potential max free agent contracts next summer? So that's something they need to consider as well. But I got to tell you, they went from 22 wins to 34 wins. I think they're going to improve that even more. And I'd be pretty surprised if the Magic weren't at least in the play-in tournament this upcoming year.
Let's look at that number 2 overall pick because we talked about it in the 12 o'clock hour. Charlotte Hornets slated Michael Jordan's final draft, presumably, as the front office executive of the Charlotte Hornets. And from what we heard, Hack, earlier, they've taken that pick off the board in Vegas. Caesars has taken it off because there's been movement with regards.
It went from plus minus by about, $600 bucks, something like that.
Right, in the span of 2 hours since Shams' report. So that is with regards to Brandon Miller, who you alluded to out of Alabama, and then Scoot Henderson, a guy who skipped college entirely. Knowing that they do still have LaMelo Ball on the Hornets roster, and he is their point guard, which of the 2 do you see following Victor Wembanyama and going second overall?
I mean, all indications are it's going to be Scoot Henderson, although, again, what is he, 6'2", 6'3"? I mean, do you draft nothing against 6'2" guys. I'd love to be 6'2", but in the NBA world, 6'2" doesn't exactly, fit the profile of a typical NBA top 5 pick. So everybody else that's going to be drafted tonight is either Wembanyama, who's 7'3", I guess, or a 6'7", 6'8" type swingman. And Scoot Henderson is obviously the exception at 6'2". So there's that to consider. I mean, the guy's a great player. I'm not taking anything away from him. But if you're Charlotte, I would go Brandon Miller personally, but it does not appear that's the direction they're going. So Brandon Miller looks like he's going to go to Portland at number 3 if the Trailblazers keep that pick. The one thing that's interesting is we're, 6 hours away from the number 1 pick being made. Apparently a lot of rumblings about veterans being traded. There's a lot of conversation. Will any of it come to fruition? Who knows? We saw Marcus Smart and Porzingis get traded last night, but a lot of big-time veteran all-star caliber players are being talked about 6 hours beforehand leading up to the draft.
Yeah, what color is Smart's hair going to be now that he's no longer in Boston, and what basically will happen with Dame? I mean, that's honestly the biggest one that could happen.
Well, I thought the Marcus Smart thing was huge for Memphis with that culture in that locker room, the John Morant stuff.
Yeah.
Marcus Smart
will help.
Is a beast, man. He's a leader. He's a get in your face. We need to do it a certain way. I thought that was a great move for Memphis.
I like him a lot. All right, so you're jumping in at 3, but we're having a Rib Mania rib eating contest next Tuesday.
Yes.
I'm thinking about putting a throwdown on you right now.
Well, Matt Hayes was kind enough to give me some information on this last week.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I will probably be sipping on some sort of alcoholic-type beverage in Orange Beach, Alabama next week as I'm on a little bit of a vacation. But I'll be with you guys in spirit.
You're on the run.
Well, I have a narrow esophagus, too, so you got to take that out.
I was just going to say, also, there's the problem
Can't
with
risk the hell.
Well, and the great thing about Joe, I mean, doing radio with him for 10 years, he offered to help me with that many times.
Oh, yeah,
but,
I had a solution.
Yeah.
But
thankfully, I got it taken care of, and I don't have that problem anymore. But if a a rib eating contest, I don't think that would probably be the best thing to do for somebody with my medical history with the esophagus.
How about hot dogs?
Probably the same type issue.
Okay.
I don't think I'm going Joey Chestnut on anybody. I've always wondered, 70 hot dogs in 10 minutes. Could we do that in like 10 hours? I mean, 7 hot dogs an hour.
We did before I left the TV world. We did or local TV world, I should say. We did because we didn't want to risk the hot dog's esophagus. Obviously, I just had my tonsils removed, so I'm in the same family as you, Hack. We did the Nathan's hot dogs, the little pigs in a blanket.
Oh yeah.
We did those on the air. I think I did like 10 in 2 minutes, and like that was it. Like it settles in the stomach too. That's the other part of it. You can't handle it.
I just can't imagine. Hey, look, I watch it every year. I'll be locked in on July 4th to see what Chestnut does. It's an amazing hour of television.
I can't take the wet bread. I just can't take it. That's the thing that gets me.
It's pretty gross. I agree.
Every single time. All right. Thanks for hanging. And,
it's for America, man.
It is. It's totally un-American.
Yeah.
You can't wet the bread.
No, it's for America.
Yeah, but I'm saying
you guys should be able to overlook the wet bread and just understand the man as a patriot and a hero.
I'll be honest. I watched the introductions. I love.
That guy. The MC is amazing.
It is just the best.
You ever want to get entertained? Go to their website. The hot dog eating contest is the Super Bowl, right? I mean, that's obviously their NBA Finals.
But the regular season.
They do this every 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah. Oh, the green.
There's like the potato salad one, the coleslaw one, the donut one. They do it every couple of weeks. It's fascinating when you actually go to that website.
Yeah, and who was our Hall
Hunt? Oh yeah, I've had him on many times. Oh yeah.
He's our guy. All right, man. We will be listening later on, and enjoy this afternoon, and then enjoy next week in Orange Beach.
Having a serious case of deja vu. You guys take care.
You run from the rib eating contest. All right, we'll see you later. Yes, he's going to be talking about fellowship here in a second. I swear. During the break, he is. I can promise you that.
We probably should take a picture for the web to prove this happened.
Yeah. All right. Well, he's got the hat on, so you'll know exactly who he is.
Right.
Yeah. The identifier. It's XL Primetime.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers.
Anytime Fitness Sawgrass is the preferred gym of yours truly, Mia O'Brien. Strengthen everything from calves to confidence.
The official station of the Jaguars fans. 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Hey Jacksonville, this is Crystal, COO with Remedy Staffing. As employers, labor trends continue to keep us guessing. Is the job market strong? And what is worker availability going to look like? Well, February's BLS job report indicated that we have a hot job market and that Jacksonville's unemployment rate is 2.5%, 1% lower than our national average. So if you're interested in workforce solutions and how our team can help you, please call or text me at 904-329-9802.
What? They did not tell me they were going to do that. I need a new bank.
Well, actually, One-to-One Financial doesn't do the usual bank surprises because we're not a bank. We're a credit union, and that means lower loan interest, things like free checking and member rewards, and of course, total investment back into our community. I'm sold.
Find a better way to bank than big banks with One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union. Visit 121fcu.org for more information on opening an account today.
Federally insured by NCUA.
Great free agent signings come from doing your homework. Selecting a roofing contractor takes the same hard work.
Preferred Roofing has a great track record and a Master Elite certification. A free agent you can trust and know you'll get your money's worth. And remember this, Preferred Roofing guarantees to educate their customers on such a big decision as replacing a roof. Let their consultants help you make an informed choice that you're sure to feel good about. Master Elite certified contractors, Preferred Roofing is who you need. Tell them Joe C. sent you.
All year long you'll be singing our song. Stay cooler with Bueller. At the head of our class, we make it happen fast. Stay cooler with Bueller. For heating and air, we always play fair. We make the difference 'cause we really care. Bueller Air. Stay cooler with Bueller.
I'm Hacker. Get more Gators on the Gator Bites podcast presented by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists with new episodes every Wednesday. Subscribe and listen by searching for 1010XL Florida Gator Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or TuneIn.
Cataracts can take a toll on the quality of a loved one's life. Maybe it's even your parents or someone close to you. Hey, Hicken here. I've been talking to you about Bowden Eye. And it turns out renowned cataract care is right here at Bowden Eye & Associates. Their doctors help those with cataracts feel hopeful, sometimes for the first time in a long time. If someone you love is suffering from cataracts, schedule a visit for a personal consultation. 3 locations to serve you, including the new office on County Road 210 in St. Johns County.
From the moment the first note is played, the music takes over. Grammy winner Peter Frampton. Never Say Never Tour. June 28th, St. Augustine Amphitheater. The one and only Peter Frampton. On sale now at theamp.com.
At Andy's Automotive and Truck Services, they know that your company's fleet is more than just a bunch of cars and trucks. It's your livelihood, your reputation, your pride. So when you need routine fleet maintenance or emergency repairs, Andy's offers after-hours and mobile service to minimize your downtime and keep your fleet running like new. While you care for your employees and customers, rest assured Andy's Automotive will take care of your fleet. Visit the team at andysats.com.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. There's a reason Stanley Pools is a family tradition of fine swimming pools. It's locally owned and run by the Stanley family since 1988. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build and renovate our pool, and they do a fantastic job of maintaining it. I've recommended Stanley Pools for years for pool construction, repairs, maintenance, and renovation. Call Stanley Pools at 269-7277 today to transform your backyard. That's Stanley Pools, 269-7277.
The IRS has just received $80 billion in funding to hire additional agents for aggressive collections enforcement. If you owe the IRS, now is the time to take action before the IRS comes after you or your business. There's no time to waste. Call J. David Tax Law, a firm right here in Jacksonville, for a no-cost consultation at 904-507-4777. That's 904-507-4777. Or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
Does your home or building need painting? For over 20 years, Performance Painting has had the privilege of preserving many of Jacksonville's most prominent buildings. That said, we feel like we're just getting started. I'm Jason Parker, and our team thrives on preparing, protecting, and preserving the homes, businesses, and public buildings that make up our local landscape. Contact us today to put our years of experience to work for you. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime. Brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
We're live. It's XL Primetime on a Tuesday. Not a Tuesday, Thursday. Gotcha. Ha ha ha. Take that, Nooners. We're one day closer to the weekend. Mia O'Brien, Matt Hayes, Joe C., and JJ LaSelva. We are with you until 3.
You scared the hell out of me right there. I was like, wait, Tuesday?
I actually messed
I
it up.
know you scared JJ because he's literally minutes away from, like, something very good happening in his
I played
life.
it off pretty well, right? For messing it up myself. Not too
I
shabby.
got my American Airlines app downloaded.
Yeah?
Everything's ready
Did
to
you
go.
get your
Boarding
notification,
pass.
checked in?
Yep, I'm ready.
Ready to go? Fantastic.
Bag checked.
You know who else is ready to go? Wyndham Clark. This was fantastic, and unfortunately we can't really play it on the radio because Justin Thomas has a nice little expletive that we'll refrain from playing. But in case you missed that one from earlier this morning, ESPN Plus, because of course PGA Tour Live, every hole live, Josie.
Yeah,
they captured because Justin Thomas, who was playing with last week's U.S. Open winner, Wyndham Clark, they captured him in which Wyndham, and I want you as our golf guy to break this down for those who may not be familiar, 80 yards out from the hole, asked JT to mark his ball.
Yeah.
So explain it as, like, Golf Joe, FM Radio Joe. Explain how you would do that, like, on the broadcast. What would
All
you
right,
say?
something to the effect of, it appears that Wyndham Clark is asking Justin Thomas to go up on the green and mark his ball and possibly clear a path to hole this shot from 80 yards out. Oh, Justin Thomas does not look pleased. So it'd be something like
Well, when
that.
you heard the letter, the four-letter word, what would you
at
say
that point,
then?
I go, we apologize for the language that you might have just heard.
Yes, because the quote,
The
folks,
obligatory apology from the announcer.
the quote, folks, was "Guy wins one blanking U.S. Open, and I got to mark it from 80 yards out."
It's just, for what we are explaining, and we were talking about this earlier, is that if a guy looks at a golf ball that was just hit and it's up on the green, and in the case of Wyndham Clark, he's 80 yards out, he thinks he can hole it. And Matt, you were looking at the lie, and you're like, it didn't.
He's 20 feet out.
Yeah,
it's a 20-foot putt.
Yeah, but it did it perfectly line up, and he's thinking he's landing his somewhere right there and bouncing it,
and rolling
towards the hole. So I get it, but I did get a kick out, and I told JJ, this says more about where JT's game is at than it does about Wyndham Clark's game right now.
No, but see, for me,
Justin's just a little hot right now.
No, well, first of all, so he was 2 over at that time through 5.
After finishing like 15 over last week.
Correct. He actually finished the round an even par, 70, shot a 70 this morning at the Travelers Championship where this took place in Connecticut. I don't know how you can watch that, and maybe it's because I've been on this, like, I'm sick of Wyndham Clark already train. How can you watch that? And this guy says, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna nail that shot. You got to mark your ball."
Yeah, and I like Wyndham Clark. I'm not like sky high on him. I wish we would have had.
One of the bigger names,
Yeah,
one of the stars in LA.
I would like to have seen a few putts go in, honestly. But anyway, I think whenever they think they can hole a shot, sometimes it is a little over the top, and this is part parcel of him maybe slow playing a little bit.
Yeah, you mean the Patrick Cantlay of
exactly.
putting? Yes.
Just slow playing, and now all of a sudden he wants to do the analysis from 80 yards away and thinks that he can hole it, and thinks anything that is going to get in the way of his line is going to keep him from holding.
But still, what a prima
I don't-
donna!
yeah.
Like what? Like
I'm
here with JT. I think that's dramatic. It's like, dude, like.
Yeah, it might be. I
know you think you're hot, right? Like
Yeah.
you think you're shooting for fire, and that's great. But like,
I'm just gonna say he's no
80
Michael
yards
Block.
out.
He's no Michael Block right
no
now.
one is.
I mean,
He's got a world-class
Yeah.
short game.
Yeah.
So obviously JT would have himself marked his ball without even asking. He wouldn't have had Michael Block ask because he knows.
He'd
Michael
know.
Block would have hit my ball and he's
Maybe-
going to sink it.
Maybe Wyndham's still, like, annoyed from the fact that he only took home, like, 40% of that check when he left California.
Well, maybe.
That's
Also,
awesome.
Wyndham, 2 under today, so he's looking pretty good. 26th place.
I don't want to say it, JJ, but the actual Patrick Cantlay is 5 under in T4. So we could be in for a long day on Sunday
Yeah,
if
this
he hangs
is
around.
one of those
Push back the broadcast
expense. I don't know what they're called. Elevated events. There you go. Elevated events. So there's $20 million as a purse. This is a big one.
Wow, what does the winner get?
Probably 3 or
Like
4,
in that 3.5
something like
range,
that.
yeah.
Keegan
Yeah.
Bradley leading 8 under.
Yeah, he started the day red hot, by the way. I mean, we got to talk about that, too. I mean, 5 birdies to begin the day.
So these events, real quick, is the goal for them to not pay out more for the winner than the majors?
Well, basically, they're creating what are called designated events, and like what we're saying, we're calling them elevated because that's what it is. It's elevating an event, but the majors already paid well. The players was always wanting to be the richest purse in golf. It probably still will
The FedEx events.
Yeah, and then you got the FedEx events that are going on. But all they're trying to do is give these players that big purse that they were talking about wanting. And so they basically have said, all right, outside of the obvious, which are the majors, the players, the FedEx Cup playoffs, outside of the obvious, Memorial, Bay Hill, and you can designate those events as well. But let's give you a few more events that when you roll up, you know you're playing for a much bigger purse than you have in the past.
Oh, so Bay Hill is
a designated
typically
event.
Oh, it's a designated event.
Designated event.
And
Okay,
they
so
also we found out that through Rory, you have to play in a certain amount of these events.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because
and so
basically what
all the big names, like it's the week after the U.S. Open. You would normally get nobody, no big names playing the next week. But now because of the added money and because they have to play in a certain number of these events, they're all there.
And when they did the boost in pay, they said, okay, now instead of 15 events that you have to play in to maintain your membership, you got to play in, I think it's either 17 or 19 that they've marked out that you've got to be part of. And so
then honestly, the hope then is for these events to become not as big as the majors, but to the point where these players are. Well, there's no doubt I'm going.
Well, yeah, you can count on them being there.
More and more of the bigs will show up. And Rory, look, all the stuff that's gone on, he became a little bit of a guy that people would poke at because he was the quote spokesperson. But it was very simple what he said. We should be in a sport where the biggest and best are playing together against each other more often. And that's what they're looking for. And you go to the game of tennis, people pay attention to what? If they're
Major
tennis fans,
Grand Slam.
Yeah, 4 times a year. And so golf fights that all the time. But they have great events. They just need to get more guys corralled at one location more often.
Golf's not the only sport that fights that. College football fights that.
Yeah.
They don't have the best teams playing each other.
Right, very true.
The NBA regular season, guys sit out so much. You go and watch a game, and you don't get to see LeBron sometimes.
Yeah. And
he's a bad example because he plays a lot, but
this is their version of load management. It's
Embiid.
true.
Yeah.
It's true. And it's funny because Spieth was complaining about the way he played the early part of the schedule, and he said, I played in too many events. And I expected him to peel back a little bit, but no, he's still trying to play them because I guess you need as much momentum as you can. He's trying to fix some stuff, but that's what it is they want as many marquee events where people don't view the golf calendar as just April through August.
So when they don't play events, it's not that they're just sitting doing nothing. They're trying to fix their game.
Oh, yeah. They're practicing all the time. But and
they're not like going to the Caribbean or.
These guys play every day.
Yeah, they play a lot, but there's some of them that are still going to the Caribbean
and playing.
Yeah.
I figured it out by the way.
Caribbean.
Yeah.
By the way, I figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
The reason that I just don't like Wyndham Clark. You want to know why? Because he has now officially been entered into my Disney Channel villain lookalike list.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the guy. Nothing against him. It's okay. There's some, somewhat
Who
nice
does he
names.
look like to you?
He looks like a Disney Channel original movie villain. That's what he looks like. And it's nothing against those Disney Channel original movie villains, but if you watched any with your kids growing up, Joe, where it's, the cool guy in school that he's got that smirk about him that you just don't like,
Are
but
you
he's
saying
the
that he
hottie.
reminds you of Garçon from
No, not that. We're talking the channel, Disney Channel.
Oh,
when they had the High School Musical.
Okay, I got you.
Cheetah Girls, all those.
I did watch the Cheetah Girls a lot. I will admit it.
Right. So
I will
we're talking
flat out admit it.
We're talking villain from
Isla and I
one of
watched
those.
the hell out of that.
You have to.
Yeah,
if you're a kid of the 2000s, you have no choice. Some other names that I have on my Disney Channel original movie villain list. So in case you need a reference point, Zach Wilson, J.J. McCarthy, Lucas Van Ness, Aiden Hutchinson, Joey Bosa, Isaac Wilson, Zach's brother who just committed to Utah, and now officially Wyndham Clark has joined the ranks.
You're putting him in there.
Why is J.J. McCarthy on your list?
Because Google him. He looks like a Disney
Disney
Channel original movie villain. It's not a bad thing. It's just that's just what you look like.
Yeah. And it's funny because my son-in-law, who moved up in the power rankings a little bit because he treated me right for Father's Day. Both of them actually moved up. But son-in-law looks a little bit like Wyndham. And so he comes in Sunday morning and goes, I'm kind of rooting for him. I'm like, well, it's because he kind of looks like you. That's why. He's like, oh, yeah, hadn't thought about that. But he is one of those guys that if he could just stick and stay and win, he could become a bigger name. I don't want a U.S. Open winner to be a in-and-out guy, disappear, and ride off into the sunset without winning a few more.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'll be cheering for him to win again this year because of that.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we got at least one more chance for you to qualify today for UFC Fight Night tickets courtesy of Modelo. And we got a couple more pieces of advice we have to give to JJ before he shoves off, gets ready for that bachelor party.
Cruising with XL Prime Time in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
Sweltering weather, the dog days of summer at the office, and no Jaguars on-field action for 6 whole weeks. So let us help you beat the summer heat with The Scoop. New episodes every Wednesday all summer long on the 1010XL social channels and wherever you get your podcasts.
Did you know the new 2023 Honda Accord Hybrid has an onboard system that charges the battery so you never have to plug it in? When you think Honda, you think quality, value, safety. Now think hybrid. Visit your local Honda dealer and experience the car of tomorrow today.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
Want great drinks at a great location without paying outrageous prices? Players Grill has you covered. Monday through Friday, happy hour from 3 to 5 p.m. $15 bottomless mimosas on the weekend. Players Grill Miramar, where the neighborhood meets.
Duck Duck Air Conditioning, a division of Duck Duck Rooter, is looking for experienced and dependable HVAC services technicians to join our growing team. Duck Duck Air Conditioning is committed to delivering the highest level of service to our customers. Successful candidates will be hardworking, dependable, possess strong problem-solving skills with at least 2 years of HVAC experience. Ready to get to work? Please visit our website at duckduckac.com and click on the careers page. We look forward to hearing from you. That's duckduckac.com.
DuckDuck AC is an equal opportunity employer.
Have lunch with XL Primetime this Friday, June 23rd at the Players Grill off Hendricks Avenue. Enjoy $3 Miller Lite while hanging with Joe, Matt, Mia, and Leon. Join 1010XL at the Players Grill, where the neighborhood meets.
We've been telling you for almost a year about Nathan's Family Chiropractic and the 100-Year Lifestyle Network. If chronic back or joint pain is keeping you down, don't listen to me. Listen to what Jacksonville is saying about Dr. Alan Nathans.
The stem cell treatment took the pain away.
Changed my life. It's awesome.
Your body just works better when it's aligned. We're believers.
His no-needle regenerative protocols are giving people their lives back. Get yours back, too. Go to the pro in the know. Don't do another cortisone injection. He's one of us, helping all of us for the past 25 years. For more info, drnathans.com.
Hacker here for the Sausage Dude Sausage, the sausage partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Sausage Dude Sausage is made from high-quality pork and carefully sourced spices that make it the best sausage I've ever tried. You can pick up the Sausage Dudes at Publix locations all throughout Jacksonville. Try the Polish, Hungarian, beer bratwurst with cheddar and jalapeno, or my favorite, the Italian. 4th of July is right around the corner, so head to Publix today to get your hands on the Sausage Dude Sausage.
Superior Fence and Rail knows about exceptional customer service. From the first call to the final inspection, Superior's team provides first-class care with great communication, friendly installers, and quality fence products. There's a reason why Superior is the top-rated fence company in Jacksonville. So get off the fence and call Superior Fence and Rail for your new fence today.
When you're on the fence about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Hey guys, I'm Daniel Heilman from the brand new Fourscore Golf Tavern. We do elevated food, drinks, and golf simulator fun. If you're looking for a delicious meal or maybe a spot for a client, we have lunch specials every day. Need to entertain a few people from out of town? Easy. Just reserve one of our 4 simulator bays. Lunch service starts at 11 a.m. daily. Located in San Marcos Square, we'll see you at lunch at Fourscore Golf Tavern.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. We're your local family jeweler for 46 years in Jacksonville with a huge selection of diamonds, gemstones, and pre-owned Rolex watches. And Monahan Jewelers is your store for expert jewelry repair turned around in 1 or 2 days. Most jewelry stores take 2 weeks or more, and many stores send your jewelry somewhere else for repair. At Monahan Jewelers, our jewelry repair is done in-house by expert craftsmen, and Monahans can turn around most repairs in a day or 2. So bring your jewelry repair to Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
74.3% of those that own a home security system indicate that their security system and products make them feel safe, because security cameras give you peace of mind. Denny Thompson here. Let Tyson Sound and Security assess your home security needs and keep the bad guys out so you can have full peace of mind too. While you're at it, ask them how they can help lower your home insurance payments. Visit TysonSoundandSecurity.com. Tyson Sound and Security, security and automation experts.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. Call 904-722-1111.
Instant Keys saves the day if you've lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call Instant Keys, 722-1111.
Love cornhole? Then now's the time to order your custom set of quality boards from Mystic Cornhole Company, built right here in Jax. They even carry several lines of pro bags. Visit the shop today and score at Mystic Cornhole Company.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
We've updated it because I see some of you on the text line, as Hacker alluded to, are not my friend. You don't like the Disney Channel original movie. Name, list, reference. So instead, we're just going to say punchable face.
You could come up.
That's that list of characters that I rattled off in sports, whether it be Joey Bosa, Zach Wilson, now Wyndham Clark. Punchable face list.
Yep.
Does that make you feel better about
You
your
can
about your Y chromosome? I hope it does on this lovely Thursday.
And like I said, I admit it. I watched a ton of High School Musical and Cheetah Girls and some of these others with Hyla, young Hyla, back in the day, and Daddy Daycare and Cars and all the other ones. But yeah, there were some that just you just had to watch them.
As
there was no
JJ
getting
said,
away from it.
they always make the popular boy. He's always the villain.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the vibes I get from one Wyndham Clark. Hey, UFC music playing in the background, the Modelo Jam. What does that mean?
So that means you can get qualified. Last chance today to get qualified. Modelo hooking you up with a chance to be at UFC Fight Night, which is Saturday in the VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena with the launch at noon. And you will have a chance to sit courtesy of Modella and take it all in. So JJ will get a couple more qualifiers at 641-1010. Also, some advice, JJ, and this isn't bad. Number 1, budget limit for gambling.
Which I've already done.
Number 2, Pedialyte for the hangovers.
You know, in Vegas, they actually have the IVs.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So that's even a step above.
Exactly.
Like you go into a little clinic and they hook you up with an IV for an hour or 30 minutes.
Doesn't
and you're good to
Gatorade
go.
have a Pedialyte thing now?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because you want to fortify and get all those nutrients back in. Absolutely. And then another one, take in Kevin Hart. He is in Vegas, which is good.
Yeah.
Another one.
Oh, go ahead. I also like this one.
No cameras.
That's a very good rule.
And then 5, what happens stays in Vegas, my friend. Congratulations and enjoy.
Oh, it's all from one person.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, we appreciate those of you that send a list.
Yeah, luckily we don't have any snitches in our friend group, so if something happens, it stays between the boys.
641-1010 is the number to send JJ your bachelor party advice. 0993 says rent a Lambo or a Ferrari and drive through the Valley of Fire.
I heard that.
Fantastic.
And then another one, which is also pretty good advice: do not bring moonshine to your buddy's bachelor party. So,
I saw one that was, do not schedule your bachelor party around the Jags playing in Nashville. The only good thing was it was Urban Meyer's last stand.
Fantastic.
If you get on a little roll there, I'm going to ask you this. I was going to ask you this off there, but I may as well ask it on. If you get on a little roll there, is it possible you might throw $500,000 down on the Jags win the Super Bowl?
No, I won't.
No?
I definitely won't. Maybe like $100, but 5, absolutely not.
Depends on how much you win.
Right, that's what I was thinking. You get on a roll.
If I won $1 million, I wouldn't put $500 on the Jags win the Super Bowl. Sorry, not this year. Next year.
Are you allowed?
If I could do like a year in advance, absolutely.
Are you allowed to disclose, JJ, how much is in that gambling budget?
I said it earlier this week. It's a lot of money. It's more than $1,000 less than.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm willing to lose $1,000. I'm not spending any money on plane tickets or
That's
rooms.
true.
So like the money I had already put aside for this trip is just going straight to my pocket.
It's also a once in a lifetime trip.
Absolutely, it'll be my last bachelor party, and I like sports. Like I love gambling on sports. So I honestly think that I'm not gonna lose all of it. You know,
Right.
I'm
Gamble
gonna
with
win
skill,
some
man.
of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't go in there with the attitude, hey, I've got this and I
To
can blow it.
lose. Yeah,
Exactly.
I want to win.
Do not do
last
that.
time I went to Vegas, I came back with $200, and to me that was like, wow.
Yeah.
I was plus.
Put a honey on Michigan winning it all.
Ew.
I'm serious.
Never.
JJ McCarthy has a punchable
Never.
face. We've been over this before,
In the
Matt.
name of JJ.
What odds can we get right now for Michigan?
Look that up
probably
real quick.
5-1.
All right, so JJ, Jacko, high flying with Jack O'Brien, tell him to go to an oxygen kiosk for hangovers. That's not bad.
Yeah, I've heard those are actually really sick.
That's not bad at all.
175, JJ.
Hey, and by the way, Jacko has some marital advice.
Oh, does he?
No, I'm
off the record.
Yeah, off the record,
radio.
but I mean to phrase it in a way that he has experience.
I figured that
with
much.
marriage.
I was going to say, Jacko's got a lot of
Yeah, and I know Jacko can appreciate that as much as me or anybody.
What did you say Michigan is?
Or plus
175.
Oh yeah, they're plus 990 on my bookie.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what,
Yeah.
So
10 to
they're
1.
hovering around 10. You got it up to 17, Matt?
175.
Wow. Okay. All right. That's okay. That's not bad.
Best odds according to my bookie.
Undy, JJ.
Georgia plus 222. I know you're shocked.
Mhm.
Alabama plus 570. Again, I know you're shocked.
Now that sounds like a good bet to me.
yeah.
Alabama, just or I wish you could
Throwing away
take
your
the
money.
field against Georgia because I don't see 3 in a row happening.
You're betting against history, which is a good
Exactly.
bet. There's nothing wrong with betting against history.
Hey, here's a question. What happens if Georgia does go 3 in a row and Carson Beck does fulfill the prophecy and becomes a top 10 draft pick? Where does the whisperer go? Does he split
Yeah,
his
where does he
time?
move?
Does
He
he
goes
split
to
his
Vegas.
time between between Indy and wherever Carson goes? These are the questions I have.
Would
If
it
that
be the
happens, he can live
greatest
wherever he
run for a
wants.
quarterback coach of all time?
I was going to say, if it happens, he can live wherever he wants.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where he's living at that point.
All right, last one, JJ. If an attractive young lady seems to be giving you a lot of attention, it ain't because you look better on the
Yeah,
West Coast, okay?
I
Just
figured
remember
that.
All right, that is excellent advice.
We do have a
Plus, she may or may not be an attractive
Yeah,
young
yeah.
lady, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
We do
and,
have
Maybe
a-
attractive, but she may not, yeah.
Here's advice for every man who's ever went to an adult establishment. She doesn't love you. Trust me.
Here's some
She
specific
doesn't love you.
specific itinerary advice for you, though, JJ.
Mm-hmm.
This is from Bush Drive Rich. Planet Hollywood is the place to be at nightfall. Trust me. I will tell you, I ended up there for pizza at 4 a.m., so I don't know if that's what he means. And then also the cheap...
Probably not what he means.
Yeah, exactly. Also, the cheap gambling can be found at Circus Circus. Only
Yes.
gamble there. Don't do anything else.
Yeah, there's a couple of places where you do find a
Lower
good-
rent places.
Yeah, but
Is
you also
Circus
find
Circus even open still?
I
Yeah.
thought it closed.
you just find good books, sports books, like what are we talking? South Point, I'm trying to-
Southgate.
Yeah, Southgate.
Or
Yeah, it's
Westgate,
still
Westgate,
Westgate. And I was trying to think of our man. I'm gonna have to look this up. Brendan Gaughan, the NASCAR driver.
Yeah.
And he
Whose
sold
whose
his
dad
place.
owns
Yeah,
South
he's-
Point.
Yeah, he sold that place, but it's still cooking. I'm pretty sure.
I
his
just told
family
JJ
sold
that
it.
if you're going off the strip, go to South.
Yeah,
There's a hotel called Circa, not Circus Circus, but it has an outside by the pool sports book.
Oh, that's
huge
Ooh.
screens, and
That
that's
is
just
beautiful.
amazing.
Now, again, this may have something to do with the Gators not showing up and doing Jello shots. Enough of them, but one dude said he put 20 on the Gators to win the College World Series.
Nice.
180 if they win. So
Very
he's pretty happy
nice.
about that. Excellent work there.
So Leon was upset about the cost of the all-you-can-eat buffet in Vegas.
Yeah, he was.
'Cause it was up to like 80, but you can go to Circus Circus. You probably pay about 40 there.
But
I'm not sure if
highly
you're gonna get food
questionable.
poisoning
I was
or
gonna
not.
say
but,
40
you know.
and food poisoning is, I don't know if it adds up to more than 80. All right, we wrap it up. Frangie Show coming up next.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL.
Hey, this is Derek Trucks on my hometown station 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
Want a low down payment and a low monthly payment on your next ride? Then you've got to go to Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Mia here, and right now you can buy a pre-owned 2019 Toyota Corolla for just $1,000 down and $288 per month. That's just $1,000 down and $288 per month. Or you choose a pre-owned 2020 Camry, RAV4, or Tacoma for just $1,000 down and $388 per month. That's just $1,000 down and $388 per month. But it doesn't stop there. Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned has over 400 used in stock, plus more than 100 vehicles under $18K. And with every pre-owned purchase at Arlington, you get peace of mind from their 30-day exchange program. That's 30 days to love your pre-owned purchase or exchange it for one that you do. So if you've been looking for a low down payment and a low monthly payment, you will find it at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Don't wait. Shop in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, and online anytime at arlingtontoyota.com.
Hey Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Sports fans, this is David Garrard here. And if you're suffering from orthopedic soreness, make an appointment at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where everyone is treated like a pro.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where athletes are treated like pros. Thanks to all of you who have allowed us to be part of your recovery. Call us at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists if you ever have a need.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Saturday, June 24th, the UFC returns to Jacksonville. The heavy-handed Josh Emmett looks to turn back undefeated phenom Ilia Topuria, plus dangerous Brazilian Amanda Ribas takes on the future Macy Barber. Don't miss UFC Fight Night, Emmett versus Topuria, live from VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
Tired of the same old places for happy hour? Downtown's best is at Bellwether. It's Tuesday through Saturday from 4 to 7, with the exception on Friday when happy hour starts at 11, because why not? For all you late-nighters, Bellwether offers nightcap specials on Friday and Saturday from 9 to 11. Want a snack with your cocktail? Bellwether has a unique bar food spread. And guess what? All metered parking is free after 6 and weekends. That's Bellwether Downtown.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On June 22nd, 2009, in the U.S. Open men's golf, Lucas Glover wins his only major title, 2 strokes ahead of David Duval and Phil Mickelson.
Your AC's broke, it ain't no joke. Call Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. FloridaHomeAC.com.
If your lawn is not as green as you'd like, it's time to go orange by calling Orange Environmental Services, Jacksonville's highest quality pest control for over 45 years. Frank Frangie here. I've trusted Orange Environmental to take care of our home's pest control needs for years. With the Orange Shield Protection Plan for your home or office, you can relax knowing Orange Environmental will handle pest control, termite control, and mosquito control. Orange Environmental has been giving Northeast Florida peace of mind from bug problems since 1972. Call them today at 272-3284.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 85% water, right?
85% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Ooh, pass me the intercom thingy.
Attention shoppers. If you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Don't pay for water. Pay for clean. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Pods.
Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Follow the Gators as they chomp their way to the College World Series. Brought to you by Farrah and Farrah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. And Renewal by Anderson, the official window and door replacement partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. 1010XL is presented by Farrah and Farrah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the 2-minute drill. Brought to you by Tire Outlet. Tire Outlet is now hiring. Visit TireOutlet.com/careers. Equal opportunity employer.
Lauren Brooks joins us now. Frangie Show getting ready to roll. Did you see who you drug in? Huh?
I did. I also was listening as you guys stole him
Yeah.
earlier on
Yeah.
your show ahead of our show.
But it was only to promote.
To promote your show, right.
Yeah, it was only to promote.
Oh, yes,
And I did it 2
absolutely.
days in a row because I didn't realize we had done it with, what was it, the day before? Cardozo, whenever it was.
Cardozo, right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
2 days earlier.
Yeah, you guys
Like
stole him to
thieves.
know. It's totally fine.
Gotta
We
crush
asked him different questions, all good. And you know what? At this point in time, he can come on every day, multiple times per day, as long as Florida keeps winning.
Yeah, you're pretty good about that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Listen, you can't ask for at least thrilling finishes like they've delivered, or big moments, maybe is the way I should put it.
Yes. Were you watching live when that ball was
Oh,
struck?
yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so did
We
you
were
think
at
it was out?
Southampton, Yeah. Because of whoever Peter Burns maybe said it earlier, is that it's just hard to get out of there without the
Especially
wind
dead
helping.
center, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it
and
was
so-
over his head. Is what I thought.
I just thought because there was who misplayed it earlier.
Langford.
Langford
did, yeah.
misplayed it. Yeah. And so
I don't even think he misplayed it. He mistimed the jump even, really.
Yeah.
He was
right
he was
there.
very close.
Yeah.
He should have caught that. But yeah, to me, I didn't think it was out. Maybe it was just me being optimistic. But because it's Robertson, I knew it wouldn't go over his head as far as staying in the park. I knew he'd catch it. And the way he was playing it, it seemed like he was going to get there. So, but yeah, it's been like that every single game for Gator fans. But at least they get to relax tonight and watch LSU and Wake battle it out.
That'll be a great game.
Last night's game was pretty good too. Yeah.
Yeah, they have honestly the beer chugging, cigarette smoking, shine stealing LSU Tigers. I mean, they do look like they are
30-year-old men.
Yeah, they
LSU
do. Like
Tigers,
just
yeah.
a bunch of John Crooks out there, but they get it done. And they're bringing the mustache back and all this stuff, so they're scary.
Yeah, they are definitely, I feel like, the leaders in the clubhouse as far as not just the Jello shot challenge, but also the facial hair.
Yeah.
Or Roberts was maybe a close second.
They're enjoying themselves after each game, I have a feeling.
Yeah,
I
I think so.
They're seriously enjoying
I mean, they're playing well. That's the one thing that's really interesting about Florida winning is Florida really hasn't played all that well. Certainly not the way they had played earlier
Hitting the
this
ball,
season.
especially,
And defensively, we've seen some errors. So we'll see.
By the way,
on Saturday.
official Rocco's Jello Shot Challenge shirts are in the works, according to their official Twitter. And also, be on the lookout. There's a lot of scam sites that are selling shirts with the logo. And I'm sure there's a couple of them out there because, you can place.
Getting you to buy the Jello
right,
shots.
you can buy
yeah.
the Jello shots from afar. So
Wherever there's something good, there is a scam soon to follow. But I do love that they were trying to rename the Jello Shot Challenge to JELLEAUX. Yeah, which is pretty good. So
Everything Cajun is going to have that kind of spin on it, right?
because they have their big signs, we ain't leaving, we're still believing, all that stuff. But
I'm glad you don't have
Go
that
wait,
Ralph
that's what I'll say.
Salafusa would never got past number one.
Sorry,
I just told Big Vic, you're only going to go so far, big man, and then it's going to come to an end. All right, so what's
I
coming up
certainly
later?
hope so. Well, as you know, we have
Yep.
Ryan the Hacker Green joining us for the next 3 hours. Frank is off today. He'll be back tomorrow. And we'll, of course, talk NBA. We'll talk Jaguars. We'll talk college football. We'll talk college baseball. So we got a lot to do.
That sounds good, Lauren. Appreciate it.
And we'll take some
We'll
Jello
be listening.
shots.
There will be camaraderie in those 3 hours.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
no, there will be
fellowship.
fellowship.
Yeah,
Yes.
fellowship and camaraderie. Maybe no broken bread, though, because I don't have any food.
But if we are being real, when I said, come on with us, and then he said, I'm doing the French show, I said, well, don't worry. He goes, no, I'm good. We'll do it. I mean, come on. You know that. All right, we're out of here. The Frangie Show is coming up next. They will have a good time. Enjoy this afternoon and enjoy everything that's coming up a little bit later on tonight. We still have chances tomorrow for you to get qualified with Modelo for our UFC tickets, but tomorrow we will be at Players Grill.
Hendricks.
Right there on Hendricks. So we're in the San Marco area, and we'd love to see you. They got great lunch specials, cold beer. You can come in, hang out, say hello, but we will be there from noon until 3, the Players Grill right there on Hendricks Avenue. Joe C., me, O'Brien, Matty Hayes, Big Sirs, and JJ. JJ, have fun, my man.
Thank you.
Fun. Enjoy it.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
Anytime Fitness Sawgrass is the preferred gym of yours truly, Mia O'Brien. Strengthen everything from calves to confidence.
That crazy straight-arm woman down at Peterman's trashed my office. And then listen to this. This is the message she left me.
This is 1010XL.
The
IRS has just received $80 billion in funding to hire additional agents for aggressive collections enforcement. If you owe the IRS, now is the time to take action before the IRS comes after you or your business. There's no time to waste. Call J. David Tax Law, a firm right here in Jacksonville, for a no-cost consultation at 904-507-4777. That's 904-507-4777. Or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
Active and pain-free. That's the ticket. Dr. George Barry here, and I know that's the goal of every patient I see. They want the best possible care so they can go back to enjoying life. That could be pickup basketball, golf, tennis, running, or just working out. It all requires you to be as healthy as you can be. If joint pain is taking its toll on your active lifestyle, come see me at Barry Orthopedics. We have locations all over Jacksonville and can diagnose and treat even the most severe joint pain. A homegrown Jacksonville practice. Find out more at barryorthopedics.com.
Did you know that all graduates of Local 234's apprenticeship program are licensed journeymen? That means all plumbers, pipe fitters, welders, and HVAC techs will have hundreds of hours of experience and have passed the Jacksonville City Licensed Journeyman exam. They're the best trained and safest skilled tradespeople in the industry. Don't leave yourself exposed to inadequate workmanship or even danger. Always hire a licensed journeyman. Local 234. Make the right connection. Equal opportunity employer.
Hey, Dad. Hey, Mom. Looking for a great way for your kids to enjoy sports? Check out I-9 Sports, the way youth sports should be, offering flag football, basketball, soccer, and t-ball in Duval, St. Johns, and Clay County. You can play year-round, fall, winter, spring, and summer seasons with co-ed programs ages 3 to 17. Enter promo code 1010XL to receive $5 off registration. All the details are at i9sports.com.
Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods, and happy to report that Dandy has some brand new goodies, and they're only available at select Gate stores around town. 5 delicious new breakfast items to start your day off right. Fresh buttermilk biscuits, flaky croissants, French toast, maple waffles, all matched up with country sausage, ham, or bacon, fried eggs, and cheddar cheese. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day, so go out and make yours a dandy just a little bit earlier tomorrow.
Got that hometown flavor creeping up on you, yeah.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach.